4 rounds into a 16-round season and 2 distinct title contenders are emerging. But with 12 races still to go and all still to play for, it's not quite as straightforward as it seems. And with the threat of rain very much present, could a new contender emerge here in the Land of Fire? Round 5 of the 2020 GPVWC Super League season comes to you from virtual Azerbaijan here at the Baku City Circuit. 51 difficult laps lie ahead for the winner of today's race, and with the conditions as unpredictable as they are, that could really be anyone. Joshua Anderson here once again to walk you through the action, and alongside me, Swindon's finest export himself, the sensation, that is Mr. Tom Parker. Tom, thanks for joining me once again. It was always going to be a tough race, but it looks like now it's going to be even tougher because we don't even know it's going to stay dry.
Hello, yes, welcome. I'll take you in Swindon's finest export. Thank you for that. Yes, I think yesterday's Super League Lights race proved how tough it's going to be today if it rains. Everyone, I think, bar the top 4, made a mistake and ended up in a wall. So it's going to be showed of men from the boys today. Super Cup as well had a lot of rain, and there was a load of issues there as well. So it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be really, really fun. But yeah, it's tough out there, boys.
It is, yes. This is a tricky circuit, of course. 6 kilometers around, and it ranges in width from 7.6 to 13 meters, and you've got that tight castle section to contend with as well. And the cars are already out there doing their warm-up laps for the run into the hot laps, of course. And well, we've got a few new drivers on the grid today, notably Giuseppe Ragusa in the Abruzzi car, stepping in for Christian Pasquale, who has had PC issues. Now, this is going to be interesting, Tom, because Giuseppe's been very fast in the practice session.
He has indeed, yes. I think he actually topped the practice session with a 40.4. I'm not expecting to see those signs. Just it's going to be tricky. If it rained, obviously the threat of rain, if it does start to rain again, they are going to have to get these laps out as soon as possible, which is good for Luke Maguire, who is the first person on track. It's currently not raining, 17% offline, so it's absolutely fine for slicks, which means it's about 3 or 4% online at the moment. I haven't got that data, unfortunately, but yeah, looking good for Luke Maguire, who's just come down to turn 3 now. It's one of the first of the long straights on this lap. And he has got a red archer right kilt behind him. So going to see, interesting to see how it goes this side. But yes, Maguire's looking to make it 4 out of 5 in qualifying only. Yannick Bock's beaten him this season. So can Yannick improve his form from the last race? Or can he continue to form from the last race, sorry? Or can Adam bounce back as Luke finishes Sector 1 now?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, there's 12 minutes in this session left to go in a 15-minute qualifying session. But you have to remember, with the rain looming, everyone wants to get at least one hot lap in straight away in case the downpour does arrive here in Azerbaijan. And that is crucial because the cars slow down so much in the rain. You have to put intermediate or wet tyres on, and that completely changes the complexion of the race. And it changes the approach to setup as well. I've been talking to several drivers here. And obviously, you know, we're very friendly people at GPVWC, us commentators. We do like to get around and talk to drivers and teams to get some insights. And I was talking to David Feidick, Red Arrow team manager, and he tells me that the wings are going to be very different qualifying to race. There are going to be some teams putting high wings on in qualifying, but then in the race, it's going to be quite low wing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, with the especially with the threat of rain as well, you're going to want to have a higher wing, obviously, for that wet track. But as we all know, Baku has got the longest straight if you don't count the cheeky little S-bends at the end there for on the calendar. So it's a very, very prime way for taking spot. And obviously, we've seen what can happen when someone has low wings, happen in all throughout the career ladder. So it's going to be interesting to see if anyone utilises those low wings, as Luke Maguire has currently fastest on a 39.765, 3 thousandths of a second ahead of Yerny Simonchich.
Yeah, so great first lap by Luke Maguire, but what you've got to remember then, Tom, is if it does rain, then those wings are going to be going straight back up because you need more downforce to deal with the increased slipperiness of the road. There's less adhesion, so you need the downforce in the fast corners.
Well, that's not going to matter now because, as Dan Brewer just goes fastest with 39.651. Interestingly, no purple sectors, so just green, obviously first lap, and that's enough to get into pole. But as I was saying, yeah, the wings, they can't be changed. You can change the front wing, but the rear wing is going to have to stay. It is now, obviously, Parc Fermé is in effect, obviously with 1 or 2 changes being made. Front wing, brake bias, and I believe, I can't remember what the one is, but yeah, brake bias, which is quite useful to change, obviously, and the front wing can be changed, but obviously those rear wings are going to have to stay as they are now. So we'll have to see how that pans out as Adam Maguire, currently in 22nd place, had a bit of a slow lap first time round, but has gone fastest in the first sector of 43.621.
Yeah, I imagine there will be some front wing tweaks for the race. Obviously, some values will be going down, but obviously that rear wing has got to stay static now, so whatever they've chosen, they have to keep it at. Although, I'm not sure if park firmly applies if the race is wet.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does. Well, that'll make things doubly as tricky then, because, well, that means they've got to run a dry setup effectively in the wet if they're not careful. But you can, of course, choose to brake park firmly. You just have to notify race director Chris Williamson, but you will start from the pit lane if you do that. So if there is a desperate change in circumstances, we may see some teams taking that option.
You may indeed, as Adam Maguire goes on to pole, a 39.452. Not a great final sector, but purple and green in the first two. So good stuff from him. As Yannick Box actually now to set a purple final sector, currently in 18th place. Another guy had a slow first lap, but looking to improve on that as he comes through the final little.
Yeah, obviously improvements in this early part of the session will be fairly common, but obviously it's really the late bit of the session that we're interested in. But everyone wants to get the laps in now, so this is we're actually seeing a lot more improvements now than we would normally, and that's good news for the action because we can keep looking up and down the field, see who's moving. And I'm seeing Giuseppe Ragusa currently P4, just 3 tenths down on Adam Maguire. So this is a great debut from the Italian so far. But of course, the race is what matters.
Yeah, he's looked pretty pacey. Like we said, he was top the free practice on a 40.4. Obviously, a lot drier now than it was in practice. So, fingers crossed for him. Obviously, Replacement Pascal, as you mentioned, has had some PC issues, which is a shame, but hopefully he'll be back in time for Canada. Another thing to note is that obviously it has started wet in qualifying. It's getting drier and drier all the time. I think the on the racing line is dry, but obviously the off track is coming down nice and quick. It's gone from 15% down to 11 in the last couple of minutes. So that'll give the drivers a bit more confidence to push once this with this qualifying session as it goes on. As long as the rain doesn't come back to bite them.
And it may well do that. There are clouds over Baku as it stands, and there's only looking to be more, according to the weather forecast that we're looking at. So it might be that there are even more clouds and a little bit more rain to come, although the track's still a little bit damp. Drivers are getting out and doing fast laps now, so this is almost full pace. And the second sector has just gone purple for reigning champion Yannick Baku, who of course took the win at the Hungaroring last time round, and we'll be hoping to replicate that here.
Yeah, but his first sector was poor though, so he's come in and to try give him another bash. Have we got anyone on lap so far? Robin Panzer, 23rd place. Only 23 drivers today. I'm expecting to see some of those guys turn up toward the end of the session. But Robin Panzer doing some purple laps, or as he has actually come into the pits to abandon that run.
Yeah, it's a tricky one to get right back here. There are a lot of difficult corners, and we've got a track guide coming up later that will help you see just how difficult it is. But specifically, there's the castle section, which is very unforgiving, and if there's a pile up there, it'll almost certainly lead to a red flag. But, there are some tricky corners here. There are a lot of 90-degree turns, but I'm thinking the castle section and sort of end point as well. It's very fast, the last couple of corners. Very, very quick, and you've got to keep your momentum up to keep the fastest time possible. So it is not an easy circuit, even though the start of it is very linear and so far as there's lots of 90-degree turns. But that second half is very technical, very difficult.
Yeah, and that's why we have the low wings. Obviously, coupled with that low wings, you've got the sweepers on the approach to Sector 3, and that's obviously very, very high speed. Ben Hamler obviously started a pole position in the Super League last year and span out because obviously he had the oversteer set up on and he just lost it in the dry conditions. And it's very easy to do so as Yoni Simcic comes over the line, currently in 6th place. He's 4 tenths up on his time. As he crosses the line, will he improve? Well, will he go up in terms of time? And he goes into pole position, a 39.376. Once again, only no purple sectors. Interesting, he didn't actually set a PB sector 3 either, but enough to go into pole as we stand. As Eros Mashuli going very, very quick, currently in 19th place as well.
I'm not sure if this is going to be Paul. He was 3 tenths down on Simicic's second sector, and Daniel Brewer set a purple second sector. So this is probably not going to be Paul for Mashuli.
Mashuli has a slipstream, and Yone did not.
Well, he may gain a couple of tenths back here, so this is going to be close then. Will it be pole position for the Italian, though, as he comes across the line? No! He's down by a tenth of a second. He was almost there, but he's had a good green sector 3, but he will need a better one if he wants pole position. Daniel Brewer fails to capitalise. His second sector was not good enough, but it puts him in 4th place as Yanni Simitic continues to lap, having just taken pole position there.
Yeah, so time's coming in thick and fast. Obviously, with it being quite a long track, we're not going to have as many laps as we did in Hungary last time out. So it's going to be even more vital that the drivers nail the laps as early as they can.
Quite so, and while we'll be keeping an eye on those times as the session progresses, there are 5 minutes to go now. There's no sign of any rain yet, but it could happen in warm-up, you don't know. And I've just seen some debris on the track, so somebody's had a crash on their qualifying lap there. Looked like a front wing or an end plate or something. I'm going to go back and see if... Yep, that's Alex Cooper. He's sand front and rear wing. He's got the old Formula Ford going on. So he obviously pushed too hard near the end of the lap, and he's had to crawl it back so he can get back out again. That was a big incident he had, but he'll be able to come back out and have another lap, so nothing lost.
Yeah, it's a shame for Alex. Obviously, he's a very, very experienced man. 99th Superleague race this time out. We'll be celebrating his 100th race next time in Canada. I know we've got a few things planned for that. As Dennis Jordan crosses the line, he's had a PB Sector 2 and will no doubt have a PB Sector 3. And Mr. Dennis Jordan jumps into... I've lost him. Into third place. 39.460.
Dennis Jordan very much third there, of course. Jordan really pushing hard. Really got work to do. He's actually qualifying ahead of his teammate Yannick Bock at the moment, but he has not had the season that he wanted so far. Dennis Jordan will be hoping to make amends for that as the remainder of the season go by. He's not even in the top 10 of the driver standings coming out of this race. And, well, that is something he'll want to improve on. But Evolution second in the team's on 85 points as it stands. So, really, not the season they want, not the season he wants, but Bock up there at the top is definitely some inspiration. Adam Maguire's coming out of the pits, I've just noticed, to start a new lap. So he will be going out to try and improve on that 139.452 that he's already set. Very close to Yanni Simracing, but he's not quite got pole yet. Simracing himself is still in the garage, although I suspect that will change as he exits to do 1 or 2 more flying laps. I'm looking at Yannick Bock as well, who is on an out lap and is not currently setting times, but will be setting a time shortly. And actually, Leineck is coming out too, so this will be the sort of final run for these drivers as Luke Maguire is backing off as well, try and gain a little bit of track position for him as well.
Ooh. Matthias Moose jumps up to 6th place. A cracking lap from Matthias Moose. He didn't actually have slipstream either. Had he had slipstream, he probably would have got a pole there.
Yeah, that was very good from Moose. He was actually given a slipstream from Kilk, who, of course, remember, is his teammate. So some good teamwork going on there between the two Red Archers. Yanni Simracing now exits the pits as predicted, and Maguire is on his out lap still. Dennis Jordan has set another lap, but it wasn't fast. Matthias Moose obviously just had that great lap there, as there's 2 minutes and 25 to go in the session. I don't think any rain is going to be significant now unless it literally pours down in the last 30 seconds of this session.
There's always a chance, you don't know. I mean, 9% off track now, so looking like it's going to be a free run to the line now for these guys, like you said. But you don't know what can happen in these 2 minutes. Obviously, 2 minutes is a very long time. One more run for each of these drivers, hopefully. And we'll see what happens as Giuseppe Ragusa on a PB lap in 9.
Yeah, let's watch Giuseppe Ragusa here. This could be a good lap from the Italian, being very quick in practice. But obviously qualifying, this is his first qualifying in GPVWC, and it's in the Super League, so he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders here. Let's see what the Italian can do as he comes across the start-finish line. Remember, 139.3 to beat. What's he going to do? I don't think he's improved. No, that was well, he has improved a 139.6, but not improved position. He stays in 9th, and I don't think he's going to get another lap in. So he's got to course back round now, possibly wait for Fabrizio Gobi. Well, Gobi's actually ahead as I hear another crash. Someone's had an incident. It's Rualt. It's Stefan Rualt. His session is effectively over then. His front wing is gone.
Gobi was actually behind Ragusa and got the slipstream from that and actually ended up in 10th place out of all of that. So that's why Ragusa didn't quite get as much improvement as he could. As Alex Cooper has jumped up to 8th place. Good lap from the Englishman.
And he's got another one in the bank if he wants it. Yeah, so he's definitely got another one. Another chance to improve further, push up towards the top 5 if he wants to, as time is starting to expire in this session now at a rapid pace. There's only 45 seconds, so drivers are going to get out of the lap quick if they want one. Otherwise, that will be the end of their session. And I'm just looking at Emerson Shirley, who is backing it up nicely to get himself clear track. He will push out of this final corner here, and he will get one more attempt at pole position, as will Dennis Jordan, who's going to have the tow from Yannick Bock. As Yannick Bock actually goes pole, who had the tow himself. So Jordan will have a chance to get the toe. No, he doesn't actually. Buck pulls out, but Buck secures pole there with the 139.1. So unless Simracing, Maguire, Jordan, Mashuli or someone else can get him. Alex Cooper, as you rightly say, on a purple first sector. So unless someone like him can stop him, this could be pole for Buck.
Alex is going quicker as well on his lap so far. He was a tenth and a half up on his own time in sector 1. Obviously purple through that sector. He's gained another 2 tenths in this middle sector. Alex is absolutely flying. Where has his pace come from? He's not going to benefit from a slipstream, which is probably going to cost him pole position, but what a lap so far.
Faster than Buck in that second sector. This could be pole position. He's not going to have the draft, but he's already gained 3 tenths. This could be pole for Cooper if he can get a good enough run out this final corner. All eyes on the green stripes. Will it be his first pole of the season? Green stripes first pole for a while. Alex Cooper comes across the line. No, it's not pole, but it's just out. 5.043 of a second. That's the draft for you, but a stellar lap from Alex Cooper. You cannot fault that at all.
And he was 4 tenths down on Bok in the final sector, and that is all on slipstream. I think they made a bit of an error out of green stripes, but yeah, Alex Cooper. take a bow, young man. Where's that?
Where has that pace come from indeed? Alex Cooper, second place in the running order. That is what he wanted. That's what he's been waiting for this season. A second place, and it looks like he's going to hold it as Jordan and Mashuli and Kilk all on in-lap. So pole for Yannick Bok for Evolution Motorsports, but only just. Alex Cooper, very much a threat for the race win, in second place now. He will be there fighting for the top position this race. Yanni Simracing third from Luke Maguire, fourth place for flag to flag. A stellar job from the Irishman too. Matchim Leineck fifth, Adam Maguire sixth, Dennis Jordan seventh, Eros Mashuli bags 8th for Adonis, Daniel Brewer 9th, and Matthias Moose rounds out the top 10 in qualifying. And what a qualifying it was, Tom.
It stayed dry, and boy, is there some surprises there. Not only have we got Alex Cooper in second place, Luke Maguire fourth, but Adam Maguire 6th place on the...
Absolutely sensational stuff, really, from both Maguire and Cooper. Definitely the standout qualifying performances of the year. Luke Maguire in that flag to flag, fourth place, a fantastic result. Adam Maguire, his P6 behind him. So that's actually Luke Maguire out qualifying Adam Maguire. Who would have thought that at the start of this season?
Another thing to note, so Jonas Simracing in third place, Adam Maguire in sixth place. They're separated by 0.014 of a second. That's crazy.
That is absolutely crazy. Baku always has thrown up some great results, and this is no exception to the rule, with some fantastic results from drivers up and down the field. We should just point out as well the likes of Giuseppe Ragusa, who gets a very solid 13th place in his first qualifying session here in GPVWC. That's nothing to turn your nose up at. It's a very good qualifying result for his first one, and he will be fighting to improve that in the race. And he's just behind his teammate Fabrizio Golbi, actually. And there's only about a tenth of a second in between the two, so solid stuff there. Ragusa very much on pace. Giovanni Zappala down in 16th. Work to do for him, you think. And then, obviously, several other cars going further down the order. But what a qualifying session that was. That has got to be one of the best ones we've seen all season. And it can only go up in the race.
The top 22 separated by 1 second, which is absolutely mental when you think about it. Sandeep Singh, final qualifier, 23rd place, only 1.2 behind. It was obviously I believe it's his debut this season in Superleague, and if not, it's only his second race. So, yeah, he's certainly got some pace as well. But what a qualifying session. You've got six different cars in the top 6. That's quality, boys.
That is quality indeed, and it could be that we have a new race winner here in Super League this year, of course, with such a mixed-up grid. Who knows? I mean, you've got rain, you've got unpredictable qualifying, really anything can happen here. It's almost like the stakes have been reset again.
Yeah, it's nice to see. You know what? It's just going to show that maybe, like you said in the intro, maybe the championship isn't over. Maybe, yes, okay, you've got your 2 protagonists emerging, but then you've got these surprise results coming up, and maybe that's what 2020 is going to be all about. I mean, you've got Cooper, you've got Simracing, who hasn't even shown his proper true colours yet. We know Simracing how fast he can be. We've got Luke Maguire starting to show his pace. Blindek in 5th place. Well, I mean, where does that come from? Jordan's been having a really, really iffy season so far. Who knows what happens when he starts to join the fray? It's yeah, it's turning into a good season, Josh. I'm looking forward to this. We're only 4 rounds in. You've got 12 to go, including today. It's gonna be fun. As we've got Brandon Hudding in the server. I'm assuming for Mad Cape. So we do have a Mad Cape in the server. No, Street Fighter. Sorry, apologies.
Yeah, good to say Ruben van den Hudding there. Obviously, no Florian Gaia, no Fabio Sixta this race. Very unfortunate, but Ruben van den Hudding is in fact there in the number 12 car today. So he will be driving and hoping to get a good result for Street Fighter Red Bull. I'm not sure if he'll have to stop in the pit lane, given he didn't set a time in qualifying. So he may have to start on the back foot already, but he'll have the free choice of strategy set up and all the other things. Maybe could be wanting to come through the field as this race progresses. Jeffrey Fournier in the chat. Great to see Jeffrey Fournier here saying that 2018 was actually, this race was actually Alex Cooper's best result. He got an 8th place and 7th place in 2019. So hopefully he'll go 1, 2, 3, or 4 better this year.
Yeah, this is very much a driver's track. I think that's shown in Super League, like Super Cup and Formula Challenge. Like once you get into a flow, like you really, really do reap your rewards. And I think we'll be able to give you a track guide to show what that flow is.
We join Liam Deval on board the Adonis Engineering for a lap of the Baku city circuit in Azerbaijan. Pinning the throttle all the way down then into turn 1. Tricky, find your braking zone, down into 2nd gear. Don't take too much curve on the inside, don't take too much curve on the outside either. You want to carry the momentum through into turn 2. It'll bottleneck at the start of the race. Don't get greedy again. This is all about momentum through the first sector of the lap. DRS wide open. You're going to get up to 7th gear down this straight. 2nd best overtaking opportunity on race day. You're going to clip the curb on the inside. Don't get greedy on the outside. Watch the shadows. Make sure you get your braking zone for turn 4. Run the car wide, carry the momentum through again. Now you don't want to compromise yourself through turn 5 because turn 6 is crucial. You don't want to get mugged down into turn 7. Turn 7's at the end of this straight here. It's going to trick you into thinking you've got more space on the outside than you do. Don't get greedy, keep your car in the race. Now you're going to go through the castle section. You're going to go left and right again. Get as close to the walls as you dare in 2nd gear. Don't compromise yourself again at the top of the hill. You want to get as much momentum through the sweepers as you can because turn 15 is an overtaking opportunity also. It's blind, it falls away from you. Too much speed, you'll be in the wall. That's your race done. Now, turn 16 is the most crucial corner on the track. It feels like it's always coming at you. Don't get greedy again. You need your momentum down the long back straight. 17 and 18 is flat out. Don't get too greedy, you will hit the wall. Now you're pinning the throttle all the way down. You're going to hit DRS line there. Now this is going to be your overtaking opportunity. In qualifying, you'll need a slipstream. That's a lap of this Baku City circuit.
Well, there you go. That was a hot lap guide there. Obviously driven by Liam Deval in the Adonis Engineering car. Liam de Brickval, as I like to call him, given he's so hard to overtake. And, well, thank you to Liam for that lap. And Adonis, and thank you to you and Gail for the commentary over it as well. It is a very interesting circuit, isn't it, Tom Parker? But very difficult when you've got the likes of traffic ahead of you or behind you.
Yeah, and if you can get a clear run, and like I said, I was talking before the track guys, if you can get into a good flow as you go around it, you really can reap the rewards. I know Liam yesterday, obviously, you call him a brick wall, but I don't think anyone's trying to overtake him this year. He's so quick; he's absolutely romping away with the title at the moment. So, someone like him who can show us what it's like around here is great to see, and hopefully we'll see him in the Super League scene again this sometime soon. He certainly has the pace to be challenging at the very, very top of Super League as well. So good stuff from him, and good stuff from the current leading championship team. Obviously, Adonis Engineering took the lead of the constructors standings. Get your words out, Tom. Constructors standings last time out in, and with quite a emphatic victory as well. No, sorry, an emphatic result. So looking good on that side. But obviously, Adam Maguire had a issue last time out, obviously with Dennis Jordan, which cost him a potential shot at the victory, which Yannick Bock obviously took very, very, very good advantage of that and ended up winning. which means he does now reduce the Championship League down to 4 points, I believe, which before that it was about 20. So very, very close in the driver's standings. But yeah, Evolution still got a little bit of ground to gain on Adonis, but looking good for that result today, potentially.
Maybe that gap between Evolution and Adonis can be attributed to the car development they've been doing, because obviously car development, a massive part of Superleague, is what makes it so unique. And I've been looking at the graphs this week. It's still very close between a lot of teams. It's the closest I've ever seen it. That much is sure, but Evolution actually only marginally. They're on the same amount of overall points as Adonis Engineering, but their car is less developed. They've both gone to the same two areas, that being weight mass and body drag, but they have done it slightly less. And Adonis Engineering, who have obviously got more in the car and focused less on their pit crew. And of course, you've got to consider the engines as well, because in the back of that Adonis car is the Works Reventon engine, and in the back of Yannick Bock's car is a Quasar unit. So two different engines as well. And Quasar have gone all out fuel consumption, but Reventon have done the same, but to a slightly lesser degree. Valiant, actually the only engine manufacturer, not only to have no customers apart from their works team, but also Tom Parker to work on mapping. What's the significance of that?
You know, someone a bit cleverer than me, because I don't know. Obviously, fuel consumption is what it says. It's fuel consumption. You've got a power upgrade as well, which no one's gone for, interesting, which is makes me think it's not as effective as they've been in the past. And then you have mapping as well, which I think is around how much fuel I think maybe you use during the boost. It's maybe something to do with that. Someone maybe a little bit cleverer than I am will have to give me the information on that. But yeah, like you said, Quasar customer in the car for Evolution.
Yeah, I do think mapping's related to the power you get from the boost and maybe the efficiency of it, but you will have to ask someone who's a lot more technically knowledgeable than us about that. You know, it's just hybrid cars, isn't it? Honestly, these turbo hybrids, well, not hybrids, but these turbo cars with their technology, it's just beyond us, really.
Oh, I'll just drive the car. Give me a car, drive it. I can't tell you how to set up there. I'll just drive it.
Tom Parker, very much a driver rather than an engineer, but yeah, definitely some serious development work going on, and a lot of teams going for fresh engines this round as well. Maybe anticipating a dry race, which it may not be, but you've got a lot of teams on those fresh engines. Then you've got the number 27 Evolution, Dennis Jordan, on a 36% engine. That's going to be hard for him, though he should make it to the end, though. I don't think it's going to blow up in his face or anything like that, though he will be down on power and will be more likely to fail.
Yeah, it's a risk, but obviously these guys know what they're doing. They will no doubt have prepared for it, and then hopefully it'll all work out for them. But it's pretty much dry now on offline. It's 0 online and 3% off, so maybe we're going to have a dry...
Well, maybe, or maybe it could absolutely hammer it down at some point this race. I don't know, but the radar currently residing over Istanbul, well, that's not Istanbul, sorry, well, it says on the website, the GPVWC website says Istanbul, but I'm taking my weather from actual Azerbaijan, and I'll tell you this, there's definitely cloud over Baku as it stands.
Well, cloud may not mean rain yet, but oh boy, I can see it raining at some point. I mean, looking at the strategies, if it stays dry, which we don't think it will, it's going to be a very easy one-stop, soft to medium, maybe medium to soft. I mean, you may see some hards for guys who are a little bit harder on their tyres, but it's going to be an easy one-stop today. When it gets wet, that's when it gets a little bit interesting. So if it was complete wet, so the extreme wet tyre, the blue wall tyre, it will just be a one-stop, wet to wet. It's when you get the inters involved. So the inters wear a little bit more than these wet tyres. It could be potentially, it's probably going to be a one-stop, but guys who are a little bit harder on their tyres, maybe people like Cooper, like Luke Maguire, etc., they may have to make 2 stops on the inters. We saw it was a one-stop race yesterday, and in Superleague lights, obviously that's only 75% distance. So a little bit longer, and they're going to have to make those tyres last a little bit longer, but we'll see. Adam Maguire currently fastest, followed by Brewer, 41.8 for both of those guys. But yeah, I don't see it staying dry for the entirety of the race today.
Indeed, AccuWeather showing cloud over Baku, rolling in, moderate cloud indeed, but it may not amount to anything, but it might. We don't know, that's the thing. We tell you if we do, but we just don't. Is it going to rain? Is it not? Answers on a postcard, please, as we get ready to go racing here in the Land of Fire. 51 laps of the Baku City Circuit. Who will make it to the end? Who will emerge victorious, and who will conquer the castle? in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix? I do not know. I could not tell you even if I wanted to. All we know is that the race is going to be coming up in just a couple of minutes' time, and we will have 51 laps ready for you. Tom Parker, I hope you're as excited as I am, because this, if qualifying is in to go by, is going to be an absolute one for the ages.
You know, you said you don't know who's going to win. I'm going to ask you now, who do you think is going to win?
Really, it is so difficult. I mean, I will ask you to pick a winner when we go on the formation lap, but it's really just an exercise in throwing dice, I guess, because it is so hard. Chris Willington, race director, saying, please take care of the opening laps, especially the castle section, and all drivers must use at least 2 or 3 dry compounds, but if wet tyres are needed, then this rule no longer applies. And after, obviously, the castle section, the drivers will be able to open it up a little bit more, but I imagine if anyone does stack it there, we will see a red flag, because that will just be an immediate track blockage.
Well, you say that, we did have a blockage in Super Cup, and there wasn't a, well, he didn't quite block the track, he could just about get a car through, but yeah, we have seen people spin there in Super League, Super Cup, so it's very good potential what's going to happen. I've just got an update on Flo hasn't got any internet, so that's why he isn't around today.
Well, Guy are out of the race then, unfortunately, before it's even started due to internet issues. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting formation lap and an interesting first lap for sure. I can't remember the last time a GPVWC race was red flagged, actually. You'll have to get someone much better with stats than that for me, but I think it might have been Monaco circa about 2016 and 2017. That's the last one I can remember.
Yeah, the actual race. I mean, there was a aborted start in Australia this year because of a lag incident. But actual red flag on the race, yeah, I believe it was Monaco. Yeah, it must have been about 16, 15.
Where the race actually just they actually took into turn 1 and just everyone couldn't get through Sandavot. It was the classic car park. But hopefully that won't happen at the castle section here in Baku today, as the drivers do take to the grid. And what a formation lap this is going to be. Hold on to something, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be a race for the ages. Yannick Bok will take us on pole position round the formation lap here at the Azerbaijan circuit, and he will be hoping to get the absolute most of that start, but he will be pressured all the way by Alex Cooper into turn 1, Tom Parker. Cooper got a fantastic qualifying session. What's his thoughts, you think, going to be going into this start?
He messaged me. What did he say? No chance I'll stay there, but we'll see.
Well,
those are the words.
He's a grounded individual, is Alex Cooper for certain, and he will be hoping that he can get himself into that first place, although he'll be taking it easy, won't be trying anything difficult. Luke McGuire, though, Adam McGuire, those two are completely different kettle of fish.
Yeah, it's going to be they're going to, especially Adam, he's got a lot of ground to make up on Yannick, especially if he gets stuck as well. So he's going to have to try and start, have a good start, which is actually going to be easier than I thought. Obviously, it feels wet offline. We saw it in Super Cup, Super League Lights. The wet offline was really, really wet, and they really struggled. But obviously, it's only 3%. I shouldn't affect it too much. Maybe a tiny bit of wheel spin, but the guys on the even side of the grid, 2, 4, 6, 8, etc., they will have a decent start. Maybe not as perfect as they would have liked, but a better one than Super Cup and Super League Lights had, nevertheless.
What do you think Eros Mashirley's role is going to be in the start here? Obviously, 2 Adonis, 6 and 8. Will he be playing rear gunner for Maguire to let the Irishman get through? Obviously, he's going to deal with Luke Maguire further ahead, and the likes of Matthew Blinick and Yanni Semitic. So what's Eros Mashirley going to be doing?
Get ahead of Dennis Jordan, keep him behind you. That's going to be his plan, I think. Dennis Jordan starting just ahead of him on the grid. Obviously, Evolution Adonis in a big battle for the championship, and obviously Dennis will be wanting to help Yannick as much as he can in the drivers, so Dennis is going to be trying to get ahead of Adam. Eros's role at the moment will just be get ahead of Dennis, see where we go from there, try and make as many places up as they can. But for now, that's what they're going to be doing. Quick tyre update. Everyone in the top 13 on softs. David Feidock in 14th is on mediums. Sapala, Williams, Panzer, D'Amelio, Lucchini, Singh, and Butcher all on the mediums as well. Ruel and Kismakers are those odd ones out on softs in 15th and 17th. And Ruben Vandenhudding is starting from the pit lane, so we'll get his tyre info shortly.
I know this is a bit of an impossible task, Tom Parker, but I'm going to give you a bit of an easier job as Yannick Bok comes down at the start-finish line. 3 picks for the win. Anyone you like.
Simracing. Simracing and Simracing. I've got a good feeling. Today, I think Yanni Simracing is going to get his first win of the season.
He's tripling down on Simracing. Well, I don't blame him for that. I'm going to spread my options a little bit more thickly. I'm going to go for Yannick Bach, Adam Maguire, and you know what? Alex Cooper. Just because I have faith. I have a very good feeling about running on the inside at turn 1 for Alex Cooper. I think he can make it stick as the likes of Gobi and Zapala starts to form up. This is going to be a hectic start, ladies and gentlemen. So you will need to keep your eyes peeled if you want to catch all this action, as Chris Butcher will be the final car to take his grid spot.
Quick update, Van den Hudding, 1 is smoking and 2 is starting on the hard.
Well, 2 problems for Van den Hudding. He'll have to get a good start then, as Bach and the company are all lined up now. It's going to be a while before those lights light up, but they will eventually light up, and we will be looking for the start of this race here in Azerbaijan. Go! Good start, it seems, from Cooper, but no, Simracing has got a better one. Goes on the outside as Yanni Simracing. Cooper's down to 3rd. Line and Maguire all fighting it out as well in the mid to back in the middle of the field. Daniel Brewer, I'm looking at the moment. There's a crash. Immediately. Big contact, and Gobi was involved. Several cars tangled into turn 2. That won't be a red flag, but that will be damage as Van den Hudding is charged up to 22nd already.
Just having a look now, I think one of the Red Archer of who is that Moose just completely outbraked himself and hit the back of Dennis Jordan. Dennis Jordan seems to have gone away with it, but Moose causing the initial contact, and then, like you said, there was an incident with Gobi and Kilk. So both Red Archers in the room.
Moose hit Mashirley there, it looks like. The stewards will be looking at him for that one. You got to feel the greens are coming out by the Castle section, though. Yannick Bach is leading from Yanni Simracing, from Alex Cooper, from Luke Maguire, from Lionek, Jordan, Brewer, Mashirley, Ragusa as he top 10. And it's looking like everyone's going to make it to the Castle section safely. So no red one, no lap 1 red flag, it seems. But damage to several cars as there was a bit of a bust-up in the turn 2.
Gobi is driving a drift car. He is struggling to keep that car in a straight line. Mr. Unlucky on lap 1. We're talking to Mike Bell, test driver for Bruton. He said that Fred Britzer has had absolutely no luck, and it seems to have struggled once again. How unfortunate can a man?
Yeah, Fabrizio Gobi just cannot get any luck. Always seeming to get something wrong. Maybe a comeback drive on the cards, who knows? But he's going to really be struggling with that suspension damage, especially if his pit crew can't sort it out. He may just pull the car over, save the engine. But yeah, Yannick Bach leading out of the first lap from Simracing, from Maguire, from Cooper, from Reineck, from Maguire, from Brewer, from Jordan, from Mashirley. His Kiers back as he's top 10 at the end of lap 1. Giuseppe Ragusa, though, very much on the tail.
Battle for 18th place. Butcher and Singh into turns 1 and 3. 1 and 2, sorry. Butcher gets through, but Maguire, Luke, that is, made the overtake on Cooper into turn 1. Just a little bit of slipstream, get past, nice and easy. As actually, he's lost another place as Alex to Linux. It looks like Alex might be running a little bit higher wing than some of these guys.
Maybe a tactical decision, maybe preempting the rain. We don't know. We'll have to find out if it's going to work for him as Butcher and Singh continue the battle over that P18, as you rightfully said before, Tom. But yeah, definitely trains starting to form here. But Yannick Bach has got the start he needed. Yanni Simracing, though, did get past Alex Cooper, who's now been relegated to P5. That is not the start he wanted. That has not gone his way.
No, but he's now hopefully going to, I mean, if he can keep on the tail of, he's got Adam Maguire behind him, what a car to have behind you, championship leader, that's not going to be pressure at all. But yes, if Alex can stay in the slipstream line, like, he might have a bit of luck going down to this stream. At least to defend, but we'll see. As yeah, I think he's going for a bit higher wings, like I said, maybe anticipating the rain. It's fully dry now off the track, off the racing line as well as on. So always Ragusa gets very, very close to that wall on the exit of turn 14 or 15, sorry. So yeah, but let's see how that plays out for Alex, but we'll see now going down this straight as he's got Maguire all over the back of him for 5th place.
Yeah, Maguire all over the back of him. This could be interesting as Cooper is about to lose P5. He's about to drop out of P1. That's sort of leveling each other, and look, Cooper's pulling away. Maguire has to get back in the slipstream and stay competitive, so there's obviously more wing on that Adonis, but it doesn't matter in the end because he gets the inside, which becomes the outside. Is Cooper's going to go for a late break in the 10-2? No, he doesn't. He backs out. Discretion, the better part of Valor for Alex Cooper, and he drops down to P6. So Maguire.
Oh, that was clever. That was clever. He's done that so he gets the slipstream and the DRS. Adam Maguire hasn't got it. I don't think Alex has got enough time to make the move, but That was a clever move. I like the thought of it. It hasn't quite worked out for him. But yes, now Maguire up to 5th, Cooper back down to 6th.
Let's swing on that green stripes then, or it's just better in the straight lines. Who knows? One of the two is true, and they are definitely making inroads in that sense. But unfortunately, the inroads weren't good enough to start Adam Maguire going into P5. And that is what's going to be slightly annoying for Cooper after qualifying 2nd. But still on for a solid result. That's not to be not to turn your nose about. He's certainly definitely on for something good here as they pile through the castle section once again on lap 3.
Yeah, he had a bit of a funny call for the castle. He went a little bit wide, lost a little bit of time, but he seems to have covered it well. But yeah, you can see now the guys in front of him, you can see the difference. They're just flying away now. But we'll see how it turns out as we laps go on. We're only 2.5 laps in. So lots to play for still round Baku.
Just a quick note on Fabrizio Gobi. He's on the medium tyres. Mike Bell saying if it stays dry, open bracket, big if, close bracket, he reckon Gobi goes to the end on those tyres. Mike, what are you thinking?
Fabrizio was very good in his tyres. I think it was in Turkey. Was it Turkey? He did that massive comeback drive, and he did look very impressive there. So as all Alex Cooper's lost the DRS on the guy in front, Brewer is now going to be taking him for mincemeat. Alex Cooper down 7th, Brewer back up to 6th, and he's got Dennis Jordan behind him now in the Evolution car. He has actually managed to break free of Eros Mashuli a little bit.
Has managed to break free of Eros indeed. Brewer now, only one car separates him and his teammate, Matthew Leineck, and that is Adam Maguire, who is on the offensive. Leineck actually challenging Luke Maguire for 3rd here as he wants to go on the outside, but he won't be able to. Adam Maguire will break late and try to close the gap. Brewer going to try and play rear guard, hold Maguire up a bit if he can get close enough. But Leineck really pushing hard on Maguire, who's defending very well here.
Yeah, so look how quickly Adam's just caught up to those guys. Actually, Leineck set fast lap the race last time, 41.9, so the first guy to the 41s today. But Adam Maguire has just absolutely cruised up to the back of these guys in front of him. So all Adam has to do is pick his fights wisely, and he will be looking at a podium.
Just needs to pick his battles, and he'll do well indeed as the cars once again come around that infamous section, and they've taken it very well so far. 4 laps and no accidents. They certainly have.
Oh, Gorby's out! Oh, what a hit! He's gone into the sweepers at the end of the lap, and he's just taking the line a little bit wrong, and he's done a regoat, so he's got no wings. So his car is absolutely destroyed again. Oh. He's going to come to the pit. But is this race over? I fear it may be.
It must be at this point. Given the first lap incident, yeah, he just lost it. He dropped the back. I think he opened the DRS. Did he open the DRS? Or did
no.
The back just came loose. Lost the back. Tried to counter steer. Car just kept going. Crashed into it. Left-hand side will be ruined, and he must retire with that damage. Surely. He's a lap down, and he's already kept there. He goes into the garage. Fabrizio Gobi out of the race. What an unfortunate incident as Maguire gets through on that team Leineck for P4.
And Dennis Jordan through for P7 on Alex Cooper as well. Alex is falling like a stone, so maybe he is hoping for a little bit of rain. But it doesn't look like we're having it just. Adam Maguire sets fast lap the race. 41.4, 9 tenths faster than the guys in front of him.
Yeah, big shame for Fabrizio Gobi though. He was running okay at the start, then got caught in that incident. Tagged by Matthias Luce and then just struggled it back before losing the back. That is a very unfortunate way to end the race, and well, a real morale kick in the teeth for him. But his teammate Giuseppe Racusa is still going in P11. Hopefully, he'll be able to make something out of it for Bruzy.
Yep, it'll be good for him. Like I said, Racusa is looking good for some points on his debut, so hopefully he can keep it there, obviously on these soft tyres. The second to last of the guys on the soft tyre, apart from Kill, because he discount him back in 22nd and almost a lap down already. Obviously, after his wars on the first lap, but. Yep, looking good. I hope he can just keep it there, and we'll see how it pans out later on with this strategy. Like I said, one stop today, looking very, very, very like.
One stop, possibly the order of the day. Traffic possibly going to be a factor in that, Tom, do you think?
I very much doubt it today. I think with Baku, it's one of those tracks that the difference in speed is quite high, so you lose a lot of time in your pits, mind you. I mean, it's just like a big old straight that you're coming down, so. We'll have to see. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm not really sure. This will obviously with rain.
Oh, Maguire going to pass Adam Maguire, going to pass Luke. Not very much resistance offered by Luke Maguire there in the flag to flag, but he lets Adam go by into 3rd place. Luke in 4th, though I assume they may even work together on this one. Adam and Luke, as you see, he came down the straight. He was in 8th gear. He kept flat, kept it nice and easy, offered no resistance really to Adam Maguire and just let him go by, get on with his business in the faster car. And Maguire now a shoe-in for the race win, possibly.
He has made mincemeat of the guys ahead of him so far. Obviously starting in 6th place, now into 3rd. Looking very, very quick as well. His next job is the only Simracing, who he's actually quite up to well. I think Simracing had a bit of a poor lap last time round. Or was it just Adam is that fast? But Adam obviously pushing his side a lot harder than the two in front of him so far, it seems. But yeah, it's going to set up a blockbuster race, especially Maguire, who's actually just set a purple second one, 5/10 faster than Simracing there alone. So 6 tenths faster than Block as well. So going to be a blockbuster. Championship rivals looking to be 1st and 3rd at the moment, potentially 1st and 2nd in the next couple of laps.
They will be hoping for that indeed, and Adam Maguire will be hoping for an opportunity as Luke Maguire tags the wall out the second to last. There probably won't be too much suspension damage to deal with there. Maybe just a little bit of a scuff, but that won't help his cause any. Matthew Miner will be observing with interest. You got to be careful in these cars. If you hit the wall hard enough, you can seriously damage the suspension in them. And I think Luke Maguire's got away without any trouble there. Yep, he has by the looks of it, but he's got to be careful with the exits and corners.
Well, I think the big trouble he's going to have now is Matthew Lilac in his slipstream. Will Matthew have enough time to get for a move? He will. He's going to go to the outside. Very bold move, if I say so myself. But Luke Maguire defends it nicely. And into turn 1 and out of turn 1 they go in the same order. 4th from Maguire, 5th from Lilac. Well, they're coming in a very, very good race.
We've completed 6 laps, we're on 7 and 51 now, as Matthew Linek continues the assault on Luke Maguire. These two really pushing hard, really trying to get past each other. Linek's going to dive down the inside, dive bomb, inbounds! Has it worked though? That's the question, because look who's got the inside now, it's Maguire as he hits the brakes for the next corner, and that has not worked, Matthew, unfortunately. You're going to have a little bit more luck there.
All it's done is bring Dan Brewer into the fray, now just behind his Edge Esports teammate in 6th place. And they're bringing Dennis Jordan along with him. So could be a little train forming there behind Luke if he doesn't get a move on or if he can't quite defend from line.
Well, there may be team orders at Edge. Who knows who they may be, they may not be. We'll have to see if there is or is not. But Luke Maguire is defending.
Adam Maguire coming out of the left hand after the castle section, absolutely pushing his butt off as he's just sliding around, trying to keep up. He's actually caught Simracing up now, so he's going to be in prime position for a move into turn 1. Always he's tapped the wall there. He's probably going to get away with that, but Adam Maguire is a man on a mission in the early stages of this race.
He's got to be careful he doesn't do the tyres too much of a bad deal here, because obviously left and right 90-degree corners. I think it's going to be more of a degradation related race because you've got a lot of fast corners here, but the ambient temperature and track temperature only about 20 degrees, so he's got to be careful not to do the tyres too much of a disservice here. But we will have the draft on the car ahead of him. This is Yanni Simracing being overtaken as he throws it down the inside of turn 1. Textbook move from Adam Maguire. Into 2nd place he goes.
And Lilac goes into 4th. Oh no, he gets the exit all wrong though, and he's actually lost a place to Maguire. He's actually lost a place to Brewer as well. So 2 birds, 1 stone, but in the wrong way for Lilac as he goes from 4th to 6th in the space of about 30.
Yeah, Linek on a charge, certainly, but Brewer has now got himself through there. His own teammate has overtaken him. And obviously, yeah, he just didn't get a very good exit, did he? And then just failed to capitalise, and now Brewer's ahead of him. Luke Maguire doing a good job of holding the 2 in them up. But back from Maguire.
Oh, what on earth happened here? There's a slow car. It's got a Ragusa. What's happened to Ragusa? He seems to.
Oh my lord!
On track. I just saw the timing's going a bit haywire. What's happening? Give me 2 minutes. I'll have a quick look.
Yeah, Ragusa just seems to. Oh, he touched Zapala. Zapala got alongside him, and then the 2 went into the corner, and Ragusa always slammed the wall and then got hit at the back by David Feidig, I believe. Yeah, Feidig hit him up the back slightly, and then Panzer went through Ragusa, and then he went into neutral. What has happened with Giuseppe Ragusa? He was he was in 1st gear, then he went into neutral, and then he stopped on track, and he seems to be out. Well, that is bizarre. He's out of the race. He's DNF'd, and something has gone awry for the Abruzzi car there. That is both the Abruzzi's out of the race.
Oh, Maguire though. Adam Maguire he's making a move on the lead. Look at this. His pace has been phenomenal this morning.
Oh, but Brock's got the outside better than he would have liked. He may have a shot at getting it back. But Yannick Bok temporarily demoted to second place, possibly. Will he get it back at the end of this straight? We don't know. But Adam Maguire, a man on fire in the land of fire. And that Adonis Engineering car, really quite quick today.
He is flying. He just set a 41.193. Passes up in a race. He was 1 second faster than Yannick Bok, who himself set a PB, a 42.143. So Adam has got something in that car today, and he is absolutely flying. He now could very well go off into...
Is that car running on petrol or methanol? I don't know. Answers on a postcard, please. But whatever Adam Maguire's doing, it's working. He's got himself into the lead, and he's showing no signs of relinquishing it. Any image it's possible contender for Yannick Bok's position now if he can catch up. But obviously time will tell as the cars once again come to the castle section on lap 9.
I don't know what it is. Adam seems to have hooked this car up around this track absolutely perfectly. I mean, it's a wonder to watch. He must have had a really poor qualifying. I don't know if he's got caught out or something, but you can tell he's definitely set this car up for the race and probably for dry as. Oh, it's raining, it's raining!
Oh, dearie me, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The rain hath cometh in the land of fire, and this will blow the race wide open if it continues. Adam Maguire, will he stay out? I imagine he will. It's not going to be a split-second decision for him. He can't afford to make split-second decisions in this point of the race. Bok stays out, Simracing stays out, Maguire stays out. We're expecting this to be a common decision for drivers to stay out for a couple of laps until it really starts to get wet. But the rain hath cometh here in Azerbaijan. We thought it might. On lap 10 it has.
So it's obviously going to take a little bit of time for these to get wet enough for the Inters to come out. We're only 5% off track, but the rain is slowly creeping up. It's 8% intensity at the moment. We've got a little bug, the R Factor 2 bug. Well, I say bug, it's a bit of a glitchy, isn't it, really, where it says 0% on track because of a bridge. But I'm guessing it's probably still 0% on track at the moment as the cars keeping that line nice and dry, but 6% off track. We're looking for about 20-25% until we start seeing people risk for the Inters. But Adam Maguire is actually starting losing time already to Bok. Maybe he's losing a bit of confidence. You can tell he was hoping for a dry race because Yannick and Simracing, in fact, have both really started to catch back up. As has Alex Cooper, has made a little bit of time. We're actually keeping Alex Mastrulli behind him quite nicely in 8th there. But this could be now a decision vindicated for people like Cooper, who we believe is on a wetter setup. Maybe people like, we think, Simracing and Bok, who potentially could be on a wetter setup as well. It's going to be a big, interesting race for the next 40 laps, but who knows what's going to happen in the next 5, as it's now 9% off track.
Oh, it's coming down hard. You'll have to keep an eye on those statistics from Tom Parker, because I don't have them to hand, but 9% wetness off track means it's going to be a little bit greasy, a little bit oily out there, and that is going to affect things just a little bit for the drivers who do end up getting off track. There won't be as much traction, they'll have less grip, and it's just going to be a little bit greasy, a little bit oily. You can almost fly.
Bok's going for the lead again. You can tell.
Oh, brave Yannick Bok! What a drive out the final corner from him. Goes straight back into the lead. Adam Maguire, this is not what he needs at this stage in the race. Look who's right behind him as well. It's Yannick Simracing.
You can tell. I think both Adonises have gone for a drier version of the setup. Mastrulli's losing time as well. Mastrulli and Maguire. Maguire's round. Luke Maguire has gone round on the exit at turn 1. I don't know if that was contact. You have to have a look for me.
Oh my goodness me, an Indas for Mastrulli. He's the first to jump. Eros Mastrulli is the first to jump onto intermediate tyres. Lauren Kearsmackers has joined him. Evidently the drivers think the rain is going to get worse, but everyone else is still out on slicks. We'll see if it works for them.
Maguire's Mastrulli's lost a lot of time. He's lost out to Kearsmakers in the pits there. What on earth's happened there? He must have had some damage or something.
Possibly, but yeah,
he's made a very late decision. His pit crew weren't ready for him, essentially. But yeah, very odd. He's lost a lot of time.
Van der Hunting is in as well for Indus as well, so now looks like the right time as it's coming down a lot harder in the pit lane.
Yeah, there's going to be obviously 18% off track at the moment time, and obviously pit lane is
it's got to be now.
Track. So 11% wet. Yeah, I think they're going to have to come in now. By the time we get around next time by, it probably will be a little bit slippery. All the drivers now going to put them pit lights on. Everyone quite lucky in a lucky sense. There might be a bit of stacking Edge Esports, which could help Jordan and Cooper out a little bit with Lilac. But yes, I think now is the time to come in. Everyone's got their pit light on, and I think we're now going to see some interesting racing here. Will Kearsmakers make a lot of time by having pitted early? I very much doubt it, but it's interesting to see as Bok heads for the pit lane.
Yeah, Bach coming in, Maguire coming in, Simracing coming in, Brewer coming in. Will Mleinek stay out? I assume he will because he can't double stack them. Yep, and I heard
Dennis out as well. What on earth is Dennis doing? Well, he's overtaking Mleinek for one, but
oh, yes,
interesting decision.
Jordan staying out, Mleinek staying out, Bach though, these are all going to be cars coming in for Indus. And everyone obviously wants some grooves on the tyres now.
Oh, they may have played it blind, and the rain's going down. It's down to 7%. It's gone from 11 to 7. It keeps going down. Track percent 25% offline, so it's going to be about 12% online. So it's still pretty good enough for dries at the moment if they keep it on the line. But okay, the rain's still going down. It's stuck at 7%. Oh no, it's going back up. I lied. Sorry, guys. Got excited for nothing.
Yeah, rain definitely a presence in here as I can hear debris. Cars are struggling. There are definitely cars struggling up and down the field at the moment. Someone has lost something somewhere, and it's Feidick. It's David Feidick coming out of turn 1. Has lost his front wing. That's Feidick going to have to come in again.
Oh, Lucchini's hasn't got a rear wing.
Oh my word, that is not going to be fun.
Well, that's happened. No, that's happened in the pit lane.
Yeah, he's gonna have to try and wrestle it back. Mirko, look! Oh, he got tagged! He got tagged by Feidick. The two-time world champion has hit Lucchini and taken his rear wing off. That is a catastrophic error. As you can see, the rain now really starting to play a part. The smoke and the water starting to come out from behind the cars, and the end is really the tire to be on.
So there's no spray on the racing line still, so it's 31% offline. Ren's come back to 11. They're going to have to pit now, but there's the spray. You look get offline. Dennis is going to have to be careful. And Mleinek taking it very easy going into that thing. He's lost a lot of time there, just taking it easzy. Dennis potentially should see an opportunity if he has gone well, but he's going to have to be careful. Braking for the wet pit lane now, 32% offline, 10% rain. We're looking at about, I'd say, about 15% online now as Dennis gets it slowed down. In time, I hope, for the pit lane. He might have sped there.
Mleinek into Williams looks like he's coming in. This is going to re-promote Bach into the lead because guess who's already on in time?
Everyone except these three, well, four actually. Panzar's not also on them. Yeah, Bach back into the lead of.
Yeah, Yannick Bach is there. Adam Maguire gets a big squiggle out of one, as does Simracing. And Brewer trying to keep it under control. Dennis Jordan exits in P5. Alex Cooper though. Look at Cooper. He's coming back into it. Manages to get past Mleinek. So he's now chasing Dennis Jordan down. This could play into Cooper's hands perfectly.
So it doesn't look like Mleinek and Jordan didn't lose too much time. Maybe it only lost about 3 seconds.
Oh, speaking of Mleinek, Rualt is going to go down the outside here. He's on the Inters too, remember. He fakes it inside turn in there. Cares back as his own teammate that was going to be promoted into P8 because Rualt got the exit just a little bit wrong. Mleinek got away there, but he is going to be under threat, certainly, from the cars ahead of him. As I'm just looking up and down the field, Bright Kilk is currently tailing the field. Lucchini finally makes it back to the pits. Feidick makes it to the pits and exits with the front wing, but both cars surely out of points contention now, almost.
Wow, you don't know. I mean, yesterday, like I said, Superleague Lights, everyone from 4th place down had an incident, so you don't know what's going to happen by the time we get to the end of this race. We've still got 39 laps to go, 38 at the end of this lap. So plenty of time to happen, and it's look at the spray starting to kick up now on the racing line as well as off it. So these drivers are going to be careful now. We're not looking for wets until about 65% rain. So, and even then, that's on the line. So I don't think we'll be seeing those tyres today. Superleague Lights yesterday got quite high, and we were still on Inters throughout the race. And the wet tyres definitely were the slower option. So I think we're going to be looking at Inters for now, unless there's an absolute downpour on the rain percentage. But that's not happening. It's at 10%, 42% offline, and we're looking at Inters now for about potentially the foreseeable future. But we'll have to see what happens up front as Yannick Bach, Maguire, and Simracing keeping a good distance apart from each other. As Brewer's actually made a little bit of time up on these guys.
Yep, a little bit of time made up. Obviously, some cars making more time up than others as these wet conditions play into the hands of certain drivers more than they would others. But we'll have to keep an eye on the cars to see if anyone loses any ground or gains any ground. Alex Cooper possibly really in to gain some ground. We mentioned possibly being on a more wet setup, and he's holding P6 nicely at the moment. He's not getting himself into any trouble here. Mleinek not really catching up, and Jordan not really pulling away. So a nice little stable position here. But Maguire and Bach could be battling for the lead again soon.
Simracing did a little Tokyo drift coming out of 4 there. It was nice to see, but he's kept it out of all, and he's going on. He's losing a little bit of time. It's not horrific, but he is losing a little bit of time to the front two. But we know a driver of his caliber will be able to reel them in quite nicely.
Yeah, Maguire and Bach, the real two contenders. Look how fast Maguire's gained, actually. This could just be deja vu all over again as the Irishman looks to get past Bach. But the wet conditions will make it a little bit harder this time. He's got to be careful not to push too hard, but he's certainly got the pace advantage.
Luke Maguire looking for Panzer into turn 7. It's not an opportunity for overtaking. Usually Mike Bell managed to overtake for the lead in the formal challenge there, but Maguire thinks better of it on this wet track and stays behind Panzer in the 16th place. Obviously, Luke Maguire lost a lot of time with a spin out of turn 1 just before the rain started, just as the rain.
Yeah, this has definitely thrown things up a little bit, definitely made some battles a little bit more interesting this rain, but ultimately everyone has gone for the same strategy, get on the intermediate tyres pretty much as soon as possible, because obviously the rain's come down fast enough for it. So you've got to really look out for guys.
Oh, Maguire, Luke, that is. Oh, I need to start saying Luke Maguire. Going into turn 15, he's coming a little bit too hot, and he's got a bit of damage, I think, on that right-hand side of the car, both rear and front, tapping that wall quite hard. Now under pressure from Chris Butt.
Yeah, but pressuring him now as Ruel gets back ahead of Keersmakers in the Holland Racing Team car, so they both switch about, and they have managed to switch positions again between the two of them, but look at Maguire, he's right on the back of Bach.
DRS still active until 50% offline, which is it's on 49, so it's about to go. The DRS will be about to go off, which will obviously make overtakes a little bit harder, which will mean the wings will be coming to a bit more of effect. But as we go into the turn 3, D'Amelio and Williams battling for 11th place. Williams just a little bit too far back to make a move on D'Amelio, but D'Amelio having a great race for Ghost Speed up in the 11th place.
Yeah, he's having a great race, possibly the best race of the season, definitely for Ghost Speed at the moment. They're doing very, very good, and things going nicely. I've just seen Giuseppe Ragusa's comment in the, this will explain Ragusa's retirement. He said, "I'm sorry I retired, but my Thrustmaster steering wheel's cam broke. I assume that means the motor." He may have used the translator there, and in a very typical Italian phrase, he was walking the sun marches, so to speak. It was already playing with fire, and I think it's just burned out, unfortunately. So Ragusa's wheel packs it in, and that is a dreadful way to go out.
That's unlucky. I've never heard of that actually happening as DRS now gets disabled. But yeah, it's a very odd one, unfortunately. But a shame because
Here comes Maguire down the inside of Bach. Here we go again for P1. They're side by side, but Bach has the pace advantage this time. Maguire has to brake late, but he doesn't brake late enough. But then he does get enough on the exit. It's all about the exit for Adam Maguire as Bach is removed from the lead of the race and put back down into second.
And he hasn't got DRS now to help him, but Yannick Buck looking for an inside. Looks at him, just took a little bit of time to get used to these conditions maybe, as Yannick's going to go for a dive. Oh, is he going to get that stopped? Oh, he has, well done, but obviously too much of a late break for a good corner, and Adam Maguire back through into the...
Back into the lead goes Maguire. Sterling job from him there. He will be pushing as hard as he can to get that lead extended as he takes the lead once again here in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Lap 16 for the Irishman, which will become 17 at the end of this one, and will take us to 1/3 race distance. And it's been a frantic first third of the race, hasn't it?
It has. It was obviously dry for the first 10 laps, and then that's when the fun started as the rain started to hammer it down. And now we're on the intermediate tyres, 8% rain, 54% off track. Like I said, wet tyres. We're probably not going to see them today unless the rain really, really starts to hammer it down. We're probably going to see the wet tyres not used on today's race. Daniel Brewer catching Simracing up for 3rd place at the moment. Simracing seems to be struggling a lot in these conditions. We also have another Edge esports car chasing someone as Marnik is catching Cooper for 6th place quite nicely. Cooper getting very, very close to the wall out there on 15, as actually the guy behind him, Mr. Ruel, actually taps the wall himself coming out 15, loses a little bit of time to Marnik ahead of him. But the HRTs, Holland Racing Team boys having a good race today, 8th and 9th place so far. So good stuff for them. 2 top 10, a double top 10 would be a good chance for them to go and get claw some points back in the championship hunt that they are in. Masculi 10th place, he seems struggling a little bit compared to his teammate today. 10th place, but obviously still nothing to be sniffed at as well. So 2 donated in the top 10 as well. So hopefully they can keep that championship challenge up.
Yeah, he will hopefully be able to keep that challenge up. Yannick Buck is falling behind Big Star now. He's a second behind Anna Maguire. This is what the Irishman needed to get into the lead, and now he's going to hopefully, in his mind at least, stay there for the rest of the race. And, well, the only thing that might stop him, more or less rain. How's the conditions looking, Tom Parker?
So the rain's staying about 7-8% intensity. It's probably going to stay there for. Oh, actually, it's just gone up to 9. It's starting to come down a little bit heavier now. Track, obviously, online we haven't got data for, but off track it is 50. Oh, actually, I think I've seen Alex Cooper make a mistake. He has made a mistake, and Malik is up his inside, going into the 5-6 chicane, and Cooper thinks better of it and lets Malik through.
Yeah, Mlinek obviously going to challenge ahead now, having gotten through, and while Cooper down into P7, Stefan Brualt the next step for him, then Lauren Kiersbeck is behind Brualt. But Cooper just driving a solid race. I think he just wants to keep it nice and solid here and come home in some good points. That will be his goal. And that cannot be said, of course, for the likes of Daniel Brewer, who is starting to chase Yerny Simicic down for P3.
Wondering if the boys at Edge have gone for a more wet weather setup. It looks like these boys really have found their own as we get into the wet conditions. Brewer, pretty much exactly the same lap time as Yerny's last time round, 46.27, 46.21 for Simicic, 2.74 Brewer. The boys ahead of him, Yannick had a poor lap actually, a 47.3, and that's why Maguire's managed to extend his lead to a 1 second gap. But Brewer looking pretty good at maybe a potential for a podium today. We're good for the Englishman. Looking very, very good this season so far. So hopefully Mlinek can follow through on Dennis Jordan. Dennis Jordan's about 3 seconds ahead of him, so maybe we can see that move happen soon.
We'll see if it does happen soon indeed, as the top 5 all come round. Turn 2 now, that top 5 being Maguire, Box, Simicic, Brewer, Jordan. Martin Mlinek is P6 from Alex Cooper, as we mentioned, and the gaps are starting to widen just a little bit as Rualt makes contact with the wall. On the outside of turn 2, there may be damage to his suspension, but I don't think anything. I think he's got away scot-free. Very lucky, Stefan Rualt, because he did collide quite heavily with the wall there.
May have cost him a chance of having a run on Alex going into that corner as well. Alex survives another lap, but oh god, I thought I was spinning. That was just my game having a bit of a funny moment. Track wetness percent now 0% online, obviously because of the aforementioned glitch. 63% by racing number, incidentally. Offline at the moment. Rain 9% intensity, and it's only getting heavier. It's only going to get wetter and wetter and wetter out there. But this online, this on track, is going to stay around. But we'll say about 30-40% maybe at its worst, which isn't going to be enough wet tyres. So going to be consistent throughout the race, and we'll have to see how it pans out over the next 34 laps.
So unless it comes down harder than Tom Parker, probably not going to be wet tyres used in this race, you think?
No, so not only that, but it does mean that guys will probably have to make a stop for wet, because we had, it was a 42 lap race yesterday in Super League lights, and they had to make a stop for inters. So, I mean, they can go quite a long way. They can go about 20, 25, 26 laps maybe, but they will have to pit eventually for that. What this also means as well is actually they're going to be using less fuel as well. So anyone who maybe was a little bit tight on fuel, they're going to be laughing. Although I very much doubt that.
Well, indeed, there's always the possibility of less fuel usage in the rain because you're not putting the power down as much. Cars obviously generating a little bit more rolling resistance, meaning that there will be less speed and less revs. So yeah, less fuel used, and that will help some teams that might have been otherwise concerned about it. And it'll also help with brake temperatures, because obviously cooler, obviously it will slightly reduce the brake temperature as well because the car's going slower. So if it's Jamal as a partner, that's something that's going to help you a little bit. I shouldn't just pick on him, but obviously I know with him he's had brake issues that season. But definitely the advantages to the rain are there.
Absolutely, and it does, like I said, it's a bit like this track overall. He separates the men from the boys, so we'll see the guys, obviously Liam Duval yesterday, Jack Mayer as well, getting his first Super League Lights podium, mastered the conditions to get a first and second, so really good stuff from them. And they wouldn't look out of place if they were on this track today. Sandeep Singh, another guy who he qualified very well actually yesterday. He didn't have an unfortunate incident on the formation lap, a very bizarre one. It means he had to start from the pit lane, but he's in 14th place, looking good for some points. For the Cosmo Wild F1 team, obviously with his teammate just ahead of him in 13th. Sandy did a great job today, actually, in the stand-in. And hopefully we'll be able to see more of him throughout the season.
Now, lap 19 about to be completed by Adam Maguire going to...
Oh, Luke Maguire! Luke Maguire's round, unfortunately.
Oh, where's that?
He's got turn 4? Looks like, yeah, turn...
Oh dear, Luke Maguire, that has not been a very, very good run from him. Yeah, let's see where that happened. It was, he was coming round. Turn 4, Tom Parker said, and oh yeah, he did. Just dropped the back, easily enough done. Couldn't save it. Luckily, didn't hit. Well, he hit a wall on his attempt to spin turn the car, but there won't be that much done. There won't be that much damage done from Maguire, as Yep, we are 19 laps into the race, and Adam Maguire is on lap 20 as he continues to hound a victory towards himself as he starts to come round to the traffic now.
Yeah, this is where it's going to start getting tricky. With the spray, obviously very, very hard to see. Imagine having 15 cars like that. He's only got one in front of him, Makini. Going to be lapped, obviously, 20th place at the moment. Last of our riders, White Kilk, has retired, unfortunately. So we'll hopefully see him again. Makini, a very good job of getting out of the way of the leaders there. Good stuff from him. And now he's going to have to let Bangkok through, hopefully just past the castle section. But Adam Maguire now has a click track ahead of him again. Next car on track, 19th place, is a long way away.
Yeah, 19th place, and not really the race that David Fidek wanted. You know, after colliding with Mirko Lucchini, and then obviously both cars having to come into the pits. Ruben van den Hunning, props to him, he's having a decent race here in P18, having started from the pit lane. Luke Maguire, P17, obviously after several incidents. Chris Butcher, 16th. Robin Panzer with the final point as it stands. So, Burst Basileia Esports is definitely going to get something out of this race.
Another thing to note now is that NLK, there's no like at this moment in time, but when they do start to happen, a soft track is now 72%. These intermediate tyres are not going to have fun trying to brake on a very wet track if they're trying to overtake someone. So it's going to have to be purely on the slipstream into turn one, hoping they're ahead by the time they get there. 8% rain, 7% rain now, starting to go down a little bit again, but 72% offline as Lucchini comes into the pits. And we'll see him pop on, I don't know, may see him put some wets on.
Well, he'd be the first if he did. Mirko Lucchini has come into the pits then, and coming into the pits, let's see what he puts on as he stops in his box. If this is wet, it'll be a brave call, and it is wet. Well, he's got nothing to lose. He may as well be the guinea pig for the rest of the field, Mirko Lucchini. See if he can get something out of the full wet compound.
Well, I'm interested now, so we'll see if it does improve his times. I mean, it may be good, actually. I think it will be good. It will be good information for Alex Cooper. Alex Cooper, obviously, his teammate, currently in 7th place. He's holding a good gap. He's about 4 seconds behind line, like losing about half a second a lap, and he's keeping Ruel about a second behind or so. But if this works out, and obviously, like I said, they will have to pit anyway for another set of tyres, and the wets do are a little bit better in terms of durability than the Inters. Personally, I think it's a bit too early. Like I said, I know it's 73% off track, as I was saying, but it's not going to be enough for online. It's going to be good information for Alex. I don't think it's going to be useful at this moment in time, but it's just good to know for the green shops to know that they've got that in their back pocket.
Useful to know that they have that indeed. As I was watching Matthew Williams actually in and amongst all this. He was coming through turn 2, and well, it was turn 3 where he actually went for a move that didn't work, and then into turn 4 had, well, it was people saying nice save, Matt. I think he must have saved the car somewhere. And, well, I've just seen actually, it was a very nice save from Matthew Williams. He's chasing down Eros Mashuli in P10. And then you got Rualt and Kersmack as 8th and 9th with Alex Cooper trying to fend off Rualt. This could be a run for the Dutchman here.
Yeah, Alex had a very poor middle sector, and now he's going to be feeling pressure from Rualt as is Mashuli on Williams. Mashuli seems to be struggling a lot in these wet conditions. Maybe Flag to Flag have got a little bit more wet style setup, but Matthew Williams, or maybe Matthew Williams is just driving his absolute nuts off. But Mashuli does seem to be struggling a lot as Alex Cooper should have it covered. He seems to have some good top speed in that car, and he keeps 7th place for another lap.
Yeah, Rualt downshifting hard there into 1. He's trying to get as much time as he can, but it's not quite working out for him as Matthew Williams. Here comes Williams on Mashuli. Had an overspeed, but he has to brake earlier, so he doesn't get to use it, unfortunately, and he will not get through this corner, but maybe in a few more corners will get through. Eros Mashuli pushing hard, obviously, to keep Williams behind as he gets another slide out of 2, but Williams pushing hard to get through.
Yeah, Mashuli had the better exit of that one this time. I think Matthew Williams is going to be brave to give it a go. Yeah, he just thinks better of it. We had a little bit of oversteer, putting the power down like that, cost him making the move on Mashuli into.
Yeah, really going to be pushing hard now, and we'll see how this goes as the race continues. 21 laps completed. We are on lap 22. About 29 laps to go in this race. 41% of the race is complete, and that means there is 59% to go. Maguire doing a very good job of holding this lead, it must be said. He's just pulling out a big lead now. Yannick Bach is trying to consolidate second at this point. Yannick Simic is 3rd from Brewer, and then it's a big gap back to Jordan. So really, the gap's starting to expand a little bit now. Tom Parker, you think, and maybe, unless the rain comes down harder, they will continue to do so.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, unless the wets come out, I mean, maybe we'll see some interesting things with pit stops, maybe when they do come into effect. But another guy's pulling a gap out is Adam Maguire. He has just gained a whole second on Yannick Bock. That lap by has gone from 2.5 to 3.5 seconds now. Adam Maguire absolutely reveling in these conditions.
Well, David Feidick, for comparison, has been on laps of about 148, 147, mid 37s, low 48. I'm watching Mirko Lucchini's first full lap on the wet tyres. I'm going to see what it is. If this is the 47, then the tyres are about equal. If it's slower, then he may once again himself on a different compound as he comes across the line to 51.
I think obviously you've got to remember though he's been letting cars by as well, so it's
Yeah.
a bit hard to read at the moment. Give it a couple of laps, probably gets used to the tyre, then we'll be able to find that by then. But 78% offline, 6% rain, so we're still looking at a bit of, I don't think the wets will be used in anger this race, I don't. But then we've still got 39 laps. Oh, we've still got 30 laps to go, so who am I to say?
Indeed, I think I just had another crunch there. I think someone may have hit something again. Yep, it's Maguire. Luke Maguire's lost his front wing. So more disaster for Luke Maguire in this race. It has not been his race after a fantastic start, it must be said.
Oh, Williams got past Masciuli. We missed that. No,
Williams got past Masciuli as well. I'm looking at Luke Maguire, who lost his front wing quite a while ago. Actually, it was 80 seconds ago. I think he just said he ran wide just before the castle section, lost his front wing. So he's in the pits now, obviously going to get that fixed. But yeah, Matthew Williams with a solid move on Eros Masciuli. Fair play to Matt Williams in the flag as Luke Maguire finally does retire from the race. I think he's just given up at this point. But yeah, that leaves Matthew Williams as the sole remaining flag. And with a brilliant move on Masciuli, he goes into 10th place.
Not only that, he's absolutely driving away from him. Matt Williams is on a mission. He's looking really, really quick in his conditions. He's got a bit of a gap to get to Kidmaker. He's got a 6-second gap ahead of him. But once Matt Williams has a full lap without any not having to overtake anyone, no issues, he's gonna be looking pretty quick. Matt Williams absolutely flying 6/10 out of the Kidmakers in the middle sector alone. He's absolutely flying.
Pace certainly on for Matthew Williams. Watch this space as he continues to hound down Lauren Kismakers. This is a good turn of pace, isn't it, from Williams, actually? I mean, I don't think any of us were expecting this. We'll have to keep an eye on as this race progresses as, well, further up the order, obviously, there's not terribly much going on, but look at D'Amelio and Germano Zapala might be gearing up for a little bit of a battle here. P13 and P12 going to go at it. Zapala in the number 9 car, obviously, is the current leading of the two Cosmo YTF1s. Sandeep Singh in the 6 behind is doing a very good race. Sandeep's on for points here, actually. Fair play to Sandeep.
Yep, Sandeep looks like he's keeping it on track. Like I said, he's just got to keep it on track at this point. I mean, Chris Butcher.
We had enough. We've had another off. There's a car in the wall. It was Lucchini again in the green stripes. Bad to worse for him. I'm wondering, and he's on the wet tyres too, wondering if that was because of the wet tyres, or maybe is he going to call it a race after this pit stop here? Is it worth continuing for Mirko Lucchini? He's a lap down. He's not looking to catch anyone anytime soon. Will he just pull in and save the engine?
We say that. I mean, cars are dropping off. There's still a long time to go. He's in 19th place. It only takes 4 more retirements to keep going. I know Jason Muscat yesterday, he miles down the order, and he ended up getting quite a good finish out of it. Even though he was like 4 or 5 laps down, purely because people were retiring left, right, and centre. So I wouldn't say it's worth retiring just yet. I mean, if it gets to a point where he's loads and loads of laps down, maybe. But oh no, he's lost his rear wing now. That's a big old crunch there. Yeah,
that is not good for Lucchini. I think really at this point that's going to be even more time lost trying to get the car fixed, and it was just understeer. It was understeer out of the castle section, which led to further understeer later in the lap, and yep, just piled into it and lost the rear wing.
Zapala's going to make a move on D'Amelio into turn 1 for 12th place. Zapala isn't going to get that start.
Too deep, Germano.
Well,
up there.
Like I was saying earlier, though, like the inters aren't going to work offline. It's 82% offline. You're not going to make a move into turn 1. You need to get it done before you get there. And unfortunately, he didn't quite get it done that time. But at least he's got a good eyesight of now what it's going to be like offline if he does try to make an overtake later on.
Has lost about a second to D'Amelio, though, so he'll need to make that gap back again. As Luke McGuire in the comments saying his setup was so bad in the wet, that's why he struggled. I think he just had a dry setup. Maybe he wasn't anticipating the rain, and at the end of the day, that's what may have cost him, as Luke McGuire does retire from the race. Unfortunately, because he had such a good start as well.
Yeah, he wasn't good. He was in third place for a long time with that as well. So unfortunate for him, but we know how quick he can be. Fingers crossed he'll be back next time with a vengeance. Who knows what would have happened if had it stayed dry for him? But that's another lesson we will never learn, and we will be able to find out what he can do in Canada in 2 weeks. As the rain goes back above 10%, track 0, 82% offline.
82% offline. That's almost,
Oh,
I'd say
kiss me.
almost wet weather if it was just a little bit wetter on the inside racing line. But 82% offline, if it was even so much as, for me, that's if you go offline, that's wet weather tyres territory.
Yeah.
But the fact that the online is so, it could actually be that maybe there's a bridge and that's causing the 0 reading on the inside line. But I think it may be wet enough for wet if this rain keeps on going. Apparently, Lucchini is back in the rain. Nothing's out. Lucchini is out.
Yeah, he's gone straight on a 2, and then I think he just called it a day, which is unfortunate, but hopefully we'll see him back again in Canada in 2 weeks' time. Alex Cooper, his teammate, currently having a great race in 7th place. An update on Matt Williams. He is gaining time left, right, and centre on the guys in front of him, on the guys behind him. He's actually the fastest man on track at the moment. Oh, Zapala's in.
Oh, Germano is in. Now, what's happening here? Germano Zapala. It's more intermediates for him. He's not changing compound. He wants to stay on the inters, but he's made those tyres. I'm going to check when he last pitted. He's made those tyres last 13 laps.
So I wonder if he thinks he was getting stuck behind D'Amelio. He thinks, right, you know what? It's an undercut of sorts. I think it's just a case of getting some dry air. He's not going to be able to see where he's going because of the spray. Fresher tyres, who knows? The rain's actually gone up to 4%. Maybe we're going to... Oh, it's gone up to 3%. Maybe we're going to see the end of the rain here. But yeah, Zapala's going to have some fresh tyres now. He probably can get to the end on these tyres. I mean, 26 laps. We saw guys do that yesterday in Superleague Lights. So, yeah, just get a bit of free air. Maybe jump a place or 2 up if he can get a little bit luckier.
Well, it's a tale of changeable conditions, isn't it? We might be seeing an end to the rain here in Baku after it's come down so much in the opening part of this race. We are 51% of the way through, and it may be that it starts to come down again. You will have to keep an eye on the figures for me, Tom Parker.
Going up again. Back up to 4.
It's going up again.
But that is the lowest it's been already. That's the lowest it's been since it started raining. So I think, okay, the track's going to be wetter, but the online stuff probably isn't going to get as wet anymore now.
Oh, wow. I mean, if it stops, that's going to be getting another spanner in the works for all of the drivers, because then they'll have to say, when do we go back to slicks? But really, at this point in the race, they don't want any more change. They want it to try and be consistent.
Panzar's hit the wall coming out of the sweepers at the very end of the lap.
Oh,
he hasn't damaged it, or he might have had a little bit of damage, but he hasn't lost any wings, but he's going to lose some momentum on Sandy Singh ahead of him, who's now in 13th place after Zapala pits. Obviously, Zapala now, we're going to keep an eye on and see what his pace is like now that he's in some free air.
Yeah, really not what Panzar needed, but he will be continuing to push hard here for Best Basilio Sports as this race continues. Anna Maguire is certainly having a whale of a time out in the lead of the race at the moment. 5.5 seconds ahead of Yannick Baku himself, is 3 seconds ahead of Simracing, who's a second ahead of Brewer, who's about 5 seconds ahead of Jordan. So the gap's very variable, but Ruwalt and Keersmackers are close together in 2 Holland Racing Team cars, and they are working together nicely, it seems. As Van den Hudding comes into the pits now, so Ruben Van den Hudding is in the pits for Street Fighter Racing Systems, the sole SRS this race, as he comes into the pits now, hits the brakes, and I assume more interest for him. Yep, more interest for Van den Hudding.
Having a good race, actually, considering he was called up at the very last minute. He's had to start from the pit lane. He's down in 18th place. I mean, yes, okay, he's last of the runners, but you know what? Fair play to him. Did a good job. Obviously, a couple more retirements, and he'll be in with some points. So good stuff from Ruben today. Very, very.
Yeah, Ruben doing a decent job out there, doing exactly what he needs to do, and he might be on for points if the attrition continues to be a factor. It has been a very interesting race so far. We've had 6 retirements by just over halfway, so if the attrition keeps up like this, we're only going to have 13 finishers.
So at the moment, like I said, Matthew Williams, he's got into free air. He's very, very quick. Another guy who suddenly started putting some lap times in is Alex Cooper. He's pulled away from the HRTs, or maybe the HRTs are just struggling a little bit, but he's pulled away from them quite nicely. Matthew Williams is gaining about a second on Kizek in front of him. He's now only 1.7 behind. We're in a couple of laps, we could be seeing a battle for 9th and 8th, but very good stuff from them. Alex is about 4.5 seconds behind Linex. He's still got a bit of work to do, but Alex Cooper, very consistently one of the top guys up there in terms of lap time, as is Matt Williams. And Matt Williams, if he keeps this up, could be very on for a very, very good result, which would be good. Flag season hasn't been a bit of a stutter so far, but I'm sure that they'll be looking to improve themselves.
Van der Herding has lost it. He's gone round and he's having to reverse to get out of the way. The car's coming around the track. That is not very good for him. We were just talking about how well he was doing, and now he's gone and had a spin. It was coming up at the castle section, actually. He was coming through the castle section. It was the right-hand kink, and he actually dropped the back before the corner. He got rear end oversteer on corner entry, and he just went round. The car pivoted around the axis. Nothing he could do, but he's back running again, though he has lost some time.
Yeah, he must have just put a rear wheel on the wet stuff, and unfortunately that's enough to send it round in these conditions. But I mean, nevertheless, okay, like I said, he wouldn't have had much practice. He does the Super League tests for Street Fighter, I know, so he will have had experience with the car, but obviously not in a race. Jordan's
got a front wing. I've just seen Dennis Jordan is Sans front wing, and I don't know how that's happened. Oh, he got a big squirrely moment. It was at the end of the lap. The back stepped out. It disagreed with the German, and he slams into the right-hand wall. Bush goes the rear wing. Front wing, sorry. Away goes, and Jordan in the pits. That's going to ruin his race.
Yes, it's very unlike Dennis. This season he's made a lot of weird mistakes. I mean, obviously he's had a few issues with internet connection as well, but that's a very rare Dennis Jordan mistake. But I mean, he would have had to pit anyway for tyres. So I mean, he does get that out of the way, which is something of a
Williams
positive,
in two.
Yeah, that's going to be a big ask for him. Match for Williams, yeah, into the pits. Obviously, for just tyres and rather than no. What's going to be interesting now, actually, is where Williams comes out in relation to Zapala, because they were very close on track. No, there wasn't. No, ignore me. That was Zapala and D'Amelio.
And I'll tell you what, this puts Sandeep Singh in 12th place. He's really making inroads now, just by keeping it nice and solid. Props to Sandeep.
God, Sandeep, I mean, I knew you were good. I knew you were good deep down, mate. Just somewhere down there, I knew you were all right. But no, good. Yeah, see, all serious, very good stuff from Sandeep, 12th place. Like I said, they will probably have to make a pit stop, but he's looking very good so far.
Looking positive indeed for the Indian as he continues to move around the circuit at a decent pace here. And Yannick Bok, Yannick Bok is looking a little bit in trouble because look who's right behind him. It's Yanni Simracing.
Yeah, Yannick's looked a little bit, well, not nervous. He hasn't looked as confident in these last couple of laps. Brewer's still lurking not too far behind as well. Yeah, these Evolution boys don't seem too confident in the wet. I don't know what it is, but Yanni Simracing, is he going to have enough time to get in there and make an overtake? I don't think he is. He's going to push back. Yeah, he's lifted up. I don't want to risk it. Yeah, he doesn't want to risk it, I don't think. I mean, he's got no reason to risk it. Alex could have made a massive gap on those HRTs. But this is going to be good for Matt Williams. So now, if Matt Williams has got a lovely bit of free air ahead of him, I believe. Where are you, Matt? Okay, so he's got Chris Butcher. Okay, maybe he has got some free air in front of him. Once he gets past Chris Butcher, he'll have some free air in front of him, and he can really start to make use of these brand new intermediate tyres. If he can get some pace, well, he might be able to jump the HRTs when they come in for their potential stop later on. I mean, look how much more confident, look how much quicker he was out of that corner, just because he's had to get out of the way just to make sure he doesn't crash into Chris Butcher. But yeah, Matt Williams going to probably make an overtake into turn 1 this time by for 14th place.
Yeah, Bok continues to fend off Simracing while that occurs, of course, and we're looking for the overtake. Panzer on form, obviously, at the moment in P13. Williams has gotten past Butcher. Zapala just outside of the points now as Matthew Williams continues to charge up, and Panzer 13 chasing down Singh. Jordan in 11th, D'Amelio 10th, so several changes up and down the order. Alex Cooper in a solid 6th still, pushing nice and well as he continues to fight, but Simracing and Bok, the real battle at the moment is between these two. There's only about half a second in it as they come around the final corner.
Yeah, so I'm going to be watching Matt Williams' race time, sector times now, because he's going to be the guy who we're all going to be looking at to see how quick these new intermediate tyres are. It's going to be good information for these guys out front as well, to see if they can maybe come in and do an undercut potentially, or maybe an overcut, depending on how the tyres work out for him. Alex Cooper in 6th place, well, 7th, Kidwiggs 8th, Aerospace 9th. They are the guys who are going to be under threat from Matthew Williams. Oh, here goes Simracing.
He's going down the inside. He's got the inside, but he's got to break early, remember. But Bok is on the outside, and Simracing gets it turned in. Nicely done by Yanni Simracing. Will Yannick Bok attempt retaliation? No, he backs out. Backs out of turn 2. So Yanni Simracing looking like he's held second. But yep, look at the drive. He's got out of turn 3 there, into turn 3, out of turn 2. This looks like game over for Bok, and that looks like second place for Yerny Simracing.
Yeah, now Kenyerni's got, wow, yeah, Bok's really dropped off the pace. Look at that, 11 seconds behind. Maguire's to the 45.5. Where has that come from? I think the drying line is starting to get quite dry now. Obviously, offline, 85%, rain's only 3% intensity at the moment. I think that dry line's not going to... I'm not going to tempt fate and say it's ready for slicks, because it definitely isn't, but there is definitely a lot less spray being kicked up now from that dry line. Matthew Williams, by the way, massively quicker in the first sector than Panzer, who's, granted, he's 7 seconds ahead of him, but he's just taken, Matthew Williams has taken 2 seconds out of Panzer that last lap, so looking good for the Englishman. As Butcher comes in.
Butcher has come in, and this is going to be interesting for Chris Butcher, obviously. Let's see what he decides to do. More interest for Chris Butcher, no surprise there. Just trying to get onto some new rubber. Matthew Antonson in the chat that Yannick's tyres are gone, apparently, and it's looking like that from his pace. Might be that he needs to come in soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. He's only been on them for 20 laps. I mean, I'd be surprised if he's destroyed him that much. Maybe the setup just doesn't work for them. I know Dennis, talking to Dennis not long back, and he said they'd done some laps, but they hadn't done as many as he probably should have done. And I think it's probably showing here. As Yannick, yeah, like you said, he is really losing pace to everyone.
Yeah, Bok really is going to have to come in soon, you think, if those tyres are going off. But Simracing in second is pulling away at a rate of knots now. He's a second and a half behind us, Bok. He's really losing time. Daniel Brewer might be in the shot of podium place,
which would be fully deserved. He's done a good race. He's just been quite patient, and he's just picking up on people's mistakes. So good stuff from Dan Brewer. The Edge Esports, actually both Edge Esports. Matthew Ryan, probably the best race he's had all season, in 5th place, looking quite quick as well. He's actually quicker than his teammate at the moment. So Edge Esports looking to try and take second place off Evolution in the constructors. They're only 14 points behind as we go into this race. And obviously with Dennis having another issue, potentially there could be an overtaking in that sense on the constructor standings.
Quite possibly. There could be an overtake on the constructors. That would be interesting to see.
Hands are in.
Yep, we expected as such soon from Panzer. He has come into the pits. Again, this will have to be more intermediate tyres for Robin Panzer. This will be, as he comes into his box, first Basilia pit crew get ready to get the tyres changed over on that car. The number 89 gets a new set of inters and is back out again in no time at all. Well, I say that, but he's been held for quite a while here. Maybe some damage being repaired as he comes out.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him tap the wall earlier, so I wouldn't surprise me if he has got a little bit of damage of that first Basilia car, which now will have been fixed. Now into 15th place. On he goes. Matthew Williams has done a 45.0. Comfortably the fastest man on track on those new intermediate sides. 1 second faster than everyone else. Well, 9 tenths faster than everyone else. But yes, looking very, very quick on these times.
Definitely some speed there, that is for certain, and you'll need some speed if this race is going to continue in a good fashion. Obviously, you know, it's good being quick, but you got to remain quick, and that's what Adam Maguire is doing. Remaining quick, and is currently 11.5 seconds ahead of Simracing. He's pulling out quite the lead here.
Matthew Williams going through the castle section. I don't know how he didn't hit that wall on the right-hand side. I thought he was, but he managed to keep it out. But yeah, it's... The Maguire seems to have just found his niche, hasn't he, in this lap? I mean, so Simracing just matched him on that lap, 45.5, but you can't do much when you're 11 seconds behind, can you?
Not really much you can do, no, when you're 11 seconds behind the next car. Simracing's fight really is just getting away from box fights with Brewer. So Adam Maguire has so much free air, he only really has to worry about a little bit of traffic at the moment. And that's going to give him a lot of leverage with the remainder of this race. He is on lap 32, remember. This is completed 32. He's on lap 33. And that means he is yet to complete 19 laps.
Oh, no, box round in the castle section.
He's gone round in the castle section and Matthew Blynick avoids. Oh my goodness me, what happened there to Yannick Bok?
He just got onto the wet stuff, I think. He was fine. I'm not sure if he tapped the wall on the exit, or the entry, sorry, the corner, but I just looked into it, I thought, what's that going around? Oh, it was Yannick.
Oh, it was the entrance. It was the entrance. He reversed, cleared it on the entrance and then hit the outside retaining wall. Then the next one, he was ping-ponging and then he spun. So Yannick Bok will have damage now. Damage is for certain. He's got serious suspension damage as Maguire comes into the pits now. Adam Maguire pits, but a disaster for Yannick Bok.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's just, Evolution have imploded, haven't they? I don't know. It's happened a lot this season. You didn't see it at all last year, did you? Really, Evolution really did just absolutely up to their game and massively ahead of everyone else last year. But this year they seem to have just had a bit of an explosion, really. I don't really know what's gone on. Adam Maguire in and out. He's out into 4th place and will have nice fresh tyres for the rest of this. I don't think Simracing can make it on to the end. If he can, fair play. But even so, he's going to have to try and hold a very quick.
In sand front wing. And really, this begs the question, Tom. Should he come in before? Should he change those tyres over?
I mean...
Oh, he had another spin. That's why he lost his front wing. He had another spin at the final corner. Well, the last sort of flat bit. Van den Hudding was forced to yield. But yeah, should he have come in? Van den Hudding's actually without a rear wing.
Looks like he's had a few issues as well. But I don't know. I think I wouldn't say he pitted too late. I think it was just a simple error. And unfortunately, he's just paid a very, very big price. As Jordan on D'Amelio for 9th. D'Amelio, can I shout at him? 9th place at the moment. Maybe relegate to 10th here. But good stuff from the Ghost Speed today. Oh no! No, Dennis is him! Oh, Dennis has lost his wings now. Dennis misjudged it. Good. D'Amelio comes in. Obviously, you've got a right to do so. Dennis, maybe a little bit of slippery stuff, and that's him without some wings. Evolution are completely imploded.
Oh, Evolution have exploded and imploded and everything imploded. Yeah, Jordan just went for D'Amelio, went too deep, went for a gap that wasn't there, and he went round. I don't think D'Amelio got around there. D'Amelio didn't actually suffer that much. He's P9, look at D'Amelio. Props to him for goal speed, but that did not work for Dennis Jordan, and that is going to put him so far behind now. Oh, it's been a bad race at the books for Evolution. This has not gone to plan.
I bet they're wishing for a drop score, aren't they? But yeah, I mean, okay. I don't know what you can really gain from this. They're probably going to get points. Dennis in 12th. I mean, okay, he's going to pit again. Yannick's in 14th, so he'll be up to 13th after the pit stops. But yeah, I mean, their best bet now is if they're lucky at top 10. And Yannick just hit the wall again going through the sweep.
Oh, it's a vast, vast difference in form from 2019, isn't it, Tom Parker? He couldn't stop them winning back then, and now they've exploded at Baku.
I think it's because they haven't got me as a test driver anymore. That's what I'm definitely going to say.
Oh, well, you would say that, wouldn't you?
Obviously not. I mean, yeah, obviously not. It's that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know Dennis's motivation hasn't been as good this season. Obviously, a few factors for that. But, well, yeah, on something at the end of the day, just haven't been good enough.
Oh, Butcher's lost his rear wing too. Things are getting trickier on track, definitely. As Chris Butcher's got no rear wing. These conditions not helping the drivers.
I think what it is so obviously the dry line, there isn't much spray being kicked up off it now. Obviously, with the rain having gone down to 3%, it's not going to be that. But obviously, the difference between the online and offline now is so different. But the tyres are a bit like, well, if you put it offline, mate, I'm just going to slip side around. And I think the drivers are just getting caught out by those conditions in terms of the very vast difference now between online and offline. As Jordan is now in the pits.
Yeah, Dennis Jordan makes it back to the pits. Going to get some repairs done to that car. Daniel Brewer second, but look at Mlynick and Maguire. Look how close they are. This could be an overtake coming on from Adam Maguire here. He's going to get the draft from Mlynick. Look, there's no chance. Matty Mlynick can't even defend against that if he wants to. He's just that much quicker as Brewer comes into the pit here. Maguire size past into what will now be P2.
It seems Maguire's managed to get the very lovely middle ground of enough wings to be enough low wings to overtake, but enough wing to that the wet stuff. It's really working for him. Don't know what he's done, but it's absolutely working a dream as he now goes into second place. Simracing is on the front of him. As Brewer and Ruau have pitted. I was wondering why they've gone down, but yeah, Brewer, Ruau, and Masculi, Kearsmaker's also in. Alex Cooper can be caught out here. I think Alex Cooper is going to need to pit this lap if he wants to try and keep that 4th place.
Yeah, Maguire, remember, is recently pitted too. So that is going to mean, of course, that Yanni Simracing will lose the lead as soon as he comes into pits.
Williams on to Singh for 9th place as it is now. Williams up the inside, makes the move. Very brave stuff there. He's going to have the inside. He can't get the power. Oh, I did the same in qualifying now. Yeah, on the final corner, and I know how much he felt the pain there trying to get the power down. Williams, though, has jumped Kearsmakers and Ruau has jumped Kearsmakers and all that because he was behind him initially. So Williams been on a charge and has managed to gain some time.
Oh, he got all sorts of squirrely out of 10 one day there, didn't he, Williams? I mean, let's look at that again. He comes in, hits the brakes, gets on the inside of Singh, but then he's just drifting it all over the place. He cannot get the power down.
And that's the difference between a 30% online track and an 85% offline winner.
That's how slippery it is. Sandeep Singh, P8, and holding it nicely. He is doing a fantastic job here. He will need to come in, of course, but doing a great job of what he's doing so far. Keep it up. A Simracing pitch. This will give Maguire the lead back. That's his Linek in 2. So Alex Cooper is coming in 2. Will Daniel Brewer come in? That's the question. I don't think he will. Yeah, looking like Brewer's on the outside. He's staying out. So Kubab, Linek, Simracing all coming in this lap.
Brewer's already pitted though, and that's why he hasn't needed to pit. So Brewer has gained some time there. He's gained a lot of time. Well, hasn't gained that much time, so actually looking at it. But yeah, Brewer's already pitted. Linek, out he comes. Is Alex Cooper going to lose a place too? No, he's not. Brewer miles behind as Alex Cooper comes out in 5th place.
Adam Maguire certainly doing a good job as it stands.
Singing.
Singh in. Finally, Sandeep Singh comes into the pits. We're expecting this. We're expecting this from Sandeep Singh. He comes into the pits. This will be new tyres for him, but hopefully he will be able to push back onwards. Singh pushing nicely and doing a good job, really, to get back through the field. If you can get a good result out of this, that would be good. Yannick Bok, P12 after his incidents, and Jimona Zapala, P11 now from Mashuli, 10th, Kiersbeck as 9th, Williams in a solid 8th. D'Amelio 7th, look at D'Amelio, what a race he's had, Tom Parker.
Yeah, he does have to stop again yet, but I mean, yeah, you can't take it away from him. He's done a brilliant drive so far. I think it's because he can stay there.
He's definitely got the ability to stay there. It seems this could be Ghost Speed's race where they finally get what they need. They've only scored 4 points this season, and of course the 7th place would yield a lot of points for them. Maguire, though, really the star of this race at the moment as he gets a bit squirrely out of turn 1, but I think he can't handle. Definitely giving it the beans to try and stay in P1. But 15.1 seconds to Andy's Images. This kind of feels like it's all his race now. His to lose.
Yeah, as long as he can keep it clean, there should be no issues now going towards Matthew Williams, however. No issues for Williams, but he is absolutely flying onto the back of D'Amelio now for 7th place. Williams has really made the most of these new intermediates as he's gone onto him. He's gone onto the dry line. He's absolutely mugged D'Amelio there. Gonna have to. Oh, he can't quite get. I think D'Amelio's got a high top speed. He does have a high. Good lord. Oh, he's going into the pits. That's why. But yes, Williams now.
Yeah, Williams into P7's. D'Amelio does come in. In fact, there is Luca D'Amelio coming in. As we expected, he has had to pit again. So Zapala will go through, Buck will go through, Mashuli will go through. That is 3 places drop minimum then. Zapala to 9th. And again, this is a good race for YTF1 Team Cosmo. They're doing all right here.
Yeah, looking on for some double points today. Zapala, I don't know if he's actually, yeah, he did pit earlier. He pitted earlier on. So, good stuff. Yeah, 9th place for him. Hopefully his brakes or connection doesn't die in the last minute, as has happened a few times this season, unfortunately. But Sandeep Singh in 13th place, and he's going to be chasing D'Amelio down. D'Amelio, okay, is on the tyres, but good chance. So Singh looking good for Cosmo YTF1, as is Zapala. Could get a nice haul of points towards the end of this race.
Yeah, they'll be looking for a decent point haul coming out of Baku. It's been a crazy race so far. We're almost 75% of the way through. In fact, we are 75% of the way through now. Lap 39 has been started. 12 to go after this one. So that means to say there are 13 to go now. And Adam Maguire really has been the star of this race. He's done absolutely barely anything wrong, if anything at all. And Yannis Imitic has just been unable to keep up, as has Brewer, as has Linek. But Alex Cooper, shout out to Cooper. We thought it was going to be a hard race for him, but the rain saved him. He's going to get a top 5.
Yeah, okay, maybe his pace hasn't been as good as it was in qualifying. Okay, maybe he's gifted a lot from a lot of people's mistakes, but you know what? He hasn't made one, and now look at him, 5th place. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen in these last 13 laps. Rual is 5 seconds behind and only as quick as Alex at the moment. I mean, as long as he can keep it on track, Alex is on for a top 5 here, and I don't think anyone can begrudge him that.
I think you'll have earned it, especially after that brilliant 2nd place qualifying.
Oh, that's slipstream as well.
And without Slipstream, he could have really taken the field up if he'd just gotten a draft off someone.
Yeah, I mean, so I was talking to him actually in between the quali and the race, and he said his teammate was going to give him one, but he got a little bit blocked, so he couldn't quite give Alex the slipstream on that lap. But I mean, yeah, second place. He's definitely a choice for driver of the day so far. But Adam Maguire, I mean, I can't wait for his interview because he's going to be absolutely buzzing should he stay in the lead of this race. He's absolutely dominated the field today. I mean, we were a bit worried, weren't we, initially, when it got a little bit greasy early on as the race started because he lost a lot of time, but he's absolutely dominated proceedings since that moment.
Well, there is still a lot of race left to go, so anything could happen, but, you know, he's going to be pretty confident in his own abilities. He's already won before this season. He'll be hoping to make it another win, and he definitely wants to make it happen here at Baku because, conditions considered, you know, this would be quite a big win.
Not only that, but it's going to be a massive gain in the championship once again for him. Obviously, losing a lot of points last time out, he's now going to gain another good chunk of points. So maybe I think he's going to gain about 20 points.
It would be 25 points for him, and Bart is only going to get about 5, I reckon. That's 20-point gain. He's going to go on to 104 points, I believe, and the likes of Yanni Simic is going to be on 74. So he's going to have 30 points at the end of this race if this keeps up like it is. That's a race he could not do.
Yeah, I mean, 4 points was the gap at the start. Yannick's going to get 6 points, I think, maybe 7. So, yeah, he's going to be losing out a lot of points. I think Yannick still will be second, but it's going to be a distant second rather than a climb.
We may be looking back on Baku as the race that helped to seal the championship if this keeps up. But we're not going to get that far ahead of ourselves. Anything can still happen. And anything may still happen. But as it stands, definitely looking like it's all Maguire at the moment.
Yes, like Murray Walker said, everything happens in motorsport, and it usually does. And especially on a track like this, with conditions like this, very good chance of things still going wrong for plenty of drivers. 18 drivers left. Ruben van der Hunning, shout out to him still, like I said earlier on, 18th place. 2 laps down on the lead, but obviously I think he just to be expected. He's had no real race practice in conditions like this as well. So shout out to him for Street Fighter, the sole Street Fighter today. Like I said, Florian Gaia not having any internet, so he was unable to race today. Unknown about what happened to Sixter. I'm sure we'll find out about that after the race. But like I said, doing a sterling job there in 18th place on his debut, I believe, this season.
Indeed, yes. And, well, Sam Parker, speaking of conditions, actually, how are the conditions looking now, our resident weatherman?
Rain staying about 2 to 3%, so it's splitting between 2 and 3% every lap. The track staying about 85% off track. I doubt you're going to see it get better than that. I think we're going to see this these conditions stick out. If the dry line gets a little bit wider, it's a bit late, I suppose. You might see someone risk, maybe someone like Fidoc or Butcher down the 16th, 17th, risk some softs. But yeah, I think it's going to be status quo like this now to the end of the race.
Well, we'll have to see. Obviously, if the rain stops, then the dry line will become drier sooner. But with just 2 or 3%, just light showers coming down on the track, you know, it is obviously going to dry out in, you know, a little bit. Although the wet line will still remain a threat, obviously, if it did go off. But I think most drivers by now probably dialed in their lines and they're just sticking to it. And they're just driving the track rather than driving against their other drivers.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't want to risk, if you put the softs on, you don't want to risk putting a wheel offline and absolutely binning it, do you? So safety to just stay on the tyres you've got now. Everyone's made their stops, so they're going to go to the end on this. Happy days.
41 completed in just a moment by Adam Maguire. There will be 10 to go as we approach lap 41. 42 now it is. 41 completed. This is lap 42. There are 10 to go in this race. Adam Maguire, 10 laps, more than likely away from victory, possibly only about, I'd say, maybe 15 minutes away from victory.
Oh, I'll let you time that. You can time that. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, Yerny is keeping pace with Adam. I think Adam's eased off the gas a little bit. Rain's starting to go up a little bit again. Adam's probably thinking, you know what, I've got it in the bag. 15-second gap now. Simchich isn't going to be able to make the gap up unless something really crazy happens. So, yeah, it's looking good for a victory. But AG Sports, shout out the team of the day, 3rd and 4th.
Maguire would have to drop 1.5 seconds a lap at this point for that to happen. and he's coming up with some traffic as it stands. There may be a little gain for Simracing, but nothing that he can't undo later in the race. Andy Maguire definitely has a lot of time on his hands and a lot of distance, so still very much all to play for, but Andy Maguire by far the favourite for the win for this race now.
Yeah, I think the only worry he could have now is if a lapped car probably gets in his way or crashes in front of him and he's got nowhere to go. Has happened in Superleague Lights and Super Cup this far in this track, funny enough. So, but he's got through the first one fine. Now he's got a bit of a gap up ahead of him.
Butcher's lost his wings again. He's come into the pits. Oh, Chris, no. This is not what you wanted.
He's persevering, good on him. So, I mean, like I said, he's going to have 10 laps to go, or however many he had. He's got 9 laps left to go now. So
the engine's off.
You never know what's going to happen in these last few laps.
The engine's off. He might be trying to, he might be expecting to be in for a while. He might turn the engine off to let it cool. And while the damage gets repaired, he doesn't want the engine to overheat. He is now last of the runners. Ruben van den Hudding has been promoted into 17th there. David Feidig 16th, Dennis Jordan 15th. So that is your low-down report on the drivers that are further down the order. There's Alex Cooper. Cooper's lost his front wing. Oh, Alex, no. He was looking so good. And he's lost his front wing somewhere along the track. It was coming actually into the end part of the lap. And it was the final corner where, yeah, he lost it before then, I think. And he's just lost so much time as he's going to get passed by Keersmakers as well. That has ruined Cooper's race and ruined his chance of a top 5.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He was looking so good. What's happened? Where is it? It looks like I can't quite. It must have been in the middle. It must have been maybe 15. Looks like he's lost it, but he's going to stay in the top 10. Oh no, he's not. He's in 11th. I was going to lie. So race speed is taking a little bit slow, but yeah, very unfortunate. He's going to be absolutely seething with himself. I mean, 11th place isn't going to be anything to sniff at, but yeah, he's going to be absolutely fuming. He could have been and should have been.
Oh, Brewer! Brewer's lost his wing too. It's coming again. Everybody's losing their wings. They're ditching their wings. Nobody wants downforce anymore. Daniel Brewer's lost his rear wing. Contact hard. Brewer's out. Brewer's out of the race from 3rd.
Oh no, that's an absolute disaster. He's just, what a, well, put Mlynek into 3rd, but Brewer had the opportunity for a podium. I mean, he had it, didn't he? That's him out, and that is the danger.
Oh, what a section. He got the power on, came around the corner, understeered after the front wing loss, hit the outside wall, ping-ponged into the outside wall, slam, loses his wheel, loses the suspension, and Daniel Brewer is out on lap 43.
It's now a tale of what could have been for Alex. He'd have been in 4th, but I tell you what, this is a good tale for. Matthew Mlynek is going to get a pursed podium if he can just hold this. But oh, my screwed it off what he's here wall. Matthew Mlynek is going to be on for a first podium if he can keep this up. He's got a huge gap on Rual, 16 seconds. Who's got? Oh, actually, you say that Rual's only got a 3-second gap onto Williams. Williams is absolutely flying. So Matthew Williams, from about 11th place on the grid at one point in this race, is now open for 4th place.
Yeah, Rual. Look at this race, it seems. He's been there when other people have made mistakes. He has capitalised and he has been there. And Stefan Rualt on for P4 now, though Matthew Williams will be having something to say about that. And that would be a fantastic result for Williams if he can get P4. That would be a real shocker.
Well, I mean, you can't say he hasn't deserved it. He's looked, I mean, every lap we've seen him do, he's been flying. He's been 7 or 8 times faster than everyone around him consistently all race. So, fair play to him. He's absolutely driven his butt off today, and he's done a very, very good job. Hopefully, he can keep it going for the last 8.
Well, can they keep it going? That's the question. Drivers obviously coming afoul of somewhere on the track. Obviously, drivers making mistakes and losing wings at this point in the race. That is not what you want to happen, especially with such a late race remaining. I mean, there's only 17, 16, 17 drivers left going now. Out of a field that started 24, we've lost 7 of them. Well, this is certainly an unexpected turn of events. I mean, Daniel Brewer was running 3rd and he's out. He won't even be classified. I think you have to make 46 laps for that. So he was 4 laps away from classification and now he's out. What a sudden change of events there. And while this has promoted Weineck into third, Simic remains second, Ruwalt is still fourth, Williams fifth, Kiersbacher sixth, Apala seventh, Bok eighth, Mashuli ninth, Cooper still on for top 10 despite everything.
Yeah, Alex is going to feel a bit lucky to get down to top 10, but Bok's not giving up on 7th place. He's only half a second behind, and he's going to have the got such a dry line is looking pretty nice now, actually. But yeah, he's only about half a second behind, and Masculi's only about 2 seconds behind that. So looking pretty tasty in the back here, as we've got Singh now on D'Amelio for 11th place. Sandeep Singh looking really good today, as is D'Amelio, really. So good stuff from these two, but yeah, we'll see if the battle goes on to turn 1.
Yeah, really good battle here between Singh and D'Amelio. These two are fighting it out, and this is for fairly significant place. This is for P11. D'Amelio's best finish of the year, probably, and Singh going for his best finish of the year. So a lot to play for both of these drivers.
Yeah, I think this will give Sandeep a bit of redemption for yesterday after such an issue. The rain stopped. Just noticed. But yeah, it's going to give Sandeep some redemption, I think, for yesterday. Obviously, big problems yesterday, but good stuff from him, and he's going to be trying to round out the career ladder at Baku with a good.
Yeah, we'll see if that can happen, of course, but you know, still a lot of the race left to go. We're on lap 46 as it stands, 6 to go. And Adam Maguire now 15 seconds ahead of Simic. This looks like, on position, on track at least, that this is his race now. He could really dial it down if he wanted to. He could lose 2 seconds a lap and still win this race.
Matt Williams now not catching Rual as much as he was before. He's gaining bit by bit, but it looks like Rual may have him covered off. But it's like I said, still 6 laps to go. You don't know what's going to happen in these last few laps. But he's dry line. It's looking very dry now. They're actually only losing about 1.6 seconds on laps they were doing in the dry earlier on. Okay, you maybe haven't got as much fuel in the car, but they're not far off going on to soft if they wanted to risk it. Big risk, but they could do it.
Big risk, but they could do it. I mean, the dry line is getting a little bit wider, definitely. That much is for certain. The rain has actually stopped, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. There is no more rain here at Baku, and someone might chance it if they think it's worth it in the last 6 laps. I think, to be honest, if it was me, though, I'd be staying out on the end. With 6 to go, it's a bit close. I'd be staying out, and I'd just be trying to keep...
Yeah, I mean...
maybe try and cool the tyres down in the wet bits. That's what I'd be doing if it were me, but Adam Maguire will be doing his own thing to come to the one.
Yeah, it's too close to the end. I wouldn't want to risk it.
I don't think anyone would want to risk it at this stage in the race, to be honest. But yeah, Maguire definitely going for it. Michael too, saying soft won't be worth the risk. So yeah, I think everyone will be in this until the end now, unless they have to switch anyway. And if you have had to switch at this point, you've got to think what the heck you were doing with your strategy.
Or what if you hit a wall again?
Yeah, or if you hit a wall again, yeah. But ultimately, I think at this point, it's going to be those intermediate, stopgap, middle-of-the-road tyres that will get these drivers to the end.
I think I'd be quite happy with that. I mean, Yannick Bok, 8th place, considering he was, well, you know, wingless for a bit.
Yeah, well, yeah. Got the old Formula Ford going on.
Yeah, I mean, they were quite happy. I mean, okay, he shouldn't have been there in the first place, but I mean, there we go. That's what happens sometimes in racing. Matt Williams, he's starting to lose a bit of time now to Rual. He can't quite gain the time back now, so I think unless he pulls off some stellar laps, he won't be going for 4th. But I mean, 5th place for him is no thing to be sniffed at. Even really for Rual, something to be sniffed at for him either, really. I mean, 4th place, I think it's best Superleague finish by far. He's going to be quite happy with himself.
Yeah, Rual will be happy with himself. Weineck will be happy. Simic will be moderately happy, and Maguire will be over the moon. I think that's going to be the order of the day for drivers, but, you know, there's still plenty of time left to go in this race. We're 90% of the way through, so anyone who makes it to lap 46 will be classified. And, well, at this point, really, it's just a case of get to the end, ultimately. Just got to fight your way to the end, as Adam Maguire now has 47 laps completed and has 4 to go. Not really an awful lot going on in terms of on-track battles. The closest I can see is Zapala and Bok. Bok is closing in on Zapala, it seems like. So Germano Zapala might have to defend that P7 from Yannick Bok, who has not by any means given in this race. He is still pushing hard after the drama of earlier. But Bok really giving it the beans now, and he will be hoping to overhaul Zapala for P7. So there is a possible fight there.
Yeah, he's been there for a few laps now. He just can't get close enough to make a move. I think Bok, yeah, he just can't quite get close enough to make the move into the first corner. Really, it's a shame, but that's what happens. But he may be carrying a bit of suspension damage, which may be affecting his top speed as well. You don't know, but yeah, a shame. But yeah, like I said, that's closest on track battle at the.
Yeah, Zapata not going to give him a very easy ride here, though definitely he's going to defend as hard as he can on those intermediate tyres, as Bok is too. They're both going to fight each other throughout the remaining laps of this race, I think, as Williams homes in on a P5 and Ruel homes in on a P4. Two very impressive results for both drivers. And oh, Mlynek's got it wrong at the castle section. He slams the rear end into the wall. Luckily, he's not lost a wing, it doesn't feel like. I think I saw some debris on the track, but I'm not sure. That may have been someone else's front wing. It looked like, I can't tell you whose front wing it would be.
It's Van der Huddings.
Oh, Van der Huddings. Yeah, but Mlynek whacked it into the wall in the castle section. I'm not sure if there's any suspension.
D'Amelio's round from 11th.
Oh, Luca, no.
I don't know if he's had an incident with Singh. I've just missed it. I just saw him going backwards. But yes, incident for D'Amelio.
Yeah, I think, look, somehow Mlynek's gotten away without suspension damage. He's a very lucky boy there. But yeah, D'Amelio was had an off somewhere in the running as well. Obviously, that's cost him some time. Oh no, he just went straight on. He just outbraked himself, locked it up, and went straight on. That was his own doing, unfortunately.
Oh, he's done it again. I wonder if his brakes are starting to go. He's gone a little bit late into the corner before the castle as well. So potential brake issues for him. Hopefully not at this stage of the race. But yeah, not looking good. But he's still in 12th place. Still got a good gap back to Panzer.
Yeah, definitely becoming more difficult for these drivers. It's Panzer. Speaking of Panzer, he's got the Formula Ford going on. No front wing, no rear wing. And he's gone into the wall. And he's gone into the wall again. Panzer is struggling now. He's going to back it right down if he's going to get to the end of this race. In fact, he's pulled up. I think that's the end. I think he stopped. He's out.
That means Chris Butcher, I mean, having a billion pit stops is going to get some points. Van der Hudding, if he hadn't made that mistake, he'd be in the point position. This is mental. Mental ending to this race. Lap 49.
Wow. Yeah,
Bok is getting closer and closer as well.
Yeah. Apparently, Mike Bell saying there's like brake failure for D'Amelio. I think he just needs to coast it home at this point. Look how cautious he is at the braking zones. He just wants to get the car home at this point. He wants that result. He's just got to be so careful.
Yeah, all he needs to do is get to lap 50.
All he needs to do is get ready to about lap 50, and he can really just back this car down.
Yeah. If he gets to lap 50, Butcher and Van der Hudding are 2 laps back, so they wouldn't actually be able to be classified. So that is what he'll be aiming for. Well, he wouldn't be classified, they wouldn't be able to overtake him on track, I mean.
Yeah, Butcher and Van der Hudding will both be classified as it stands. Butcher on for a point after all this. Van der Hudding just outside. Really, at this point, drivers need to be careful. Adam Maguire is on the last lap, but one as he comes round into the castle section. Yanni Simracing and Matthew Mlynek further behind, obviously. Ruwalt and Williams, not terribly loads of time between each other. Zapala and Bok may be involved in a fight too. You'll want to keep an eye on that, will you, Tom Parker? Because that could be an interesting battle in its own right.
Yeah, I think Bok's has not got a speed. He hasn't got a speed in a straight line, I don't think, to challenge him. Unless he gets a move done somewhere in a silly place, I don't think it's going to happen. But, I mean, after considering he was, like I said, he was doing a Formula Ford at one point, 8th place isn't the worst thing in the world, but obviously he'd be a bit disappointed after being leading for the first part of this race.
I am going to ask you, Tom Parker, though, who is your driver of the day?
Ruau or Williams, I think.
Oh,
yeah, okay, yeah, Adam's done a superb job. Like, you can't take it away. Adam has absolutely dominated. But, I mean, we could all see it in him. Ruau kept it out of the wall, no issues. I mean, where other drivers around him have fallen off the road, he has kept it on it. 4th place, and Williams as well. Williams has pitted at a perfect time and has made the use of those the intermediate tyres perfectly. And yeah, you can't really begrudge either of them really for driving today. But yeah, Ruel Williams, I think, would give you an equal one. But Adam Maguire is on his final lap, and I'll let you take this away to let him over the line.
Well, it's going to be a long wait for Maguire to get back round, but it'll be another victory, it seems like, for the Irishman, looking like he may well get that victory. Yanni Simracing behind in P2 will look for that podium position too, and it looks like the podium's pretty sorted, actually. But Ruot Williams, all valid contenders. Personally, I would have Meinik as my driver of the day, first podium of the year, and a solid drive from him. He's done barely anything wrong and gotten exactly where he needed to be ultimately, but there's a lot of contenders, certainly. And speaking of contenders, Zapala and Bot will contend for P7 throughout the final lap too, and they will be ones to keep an eye on also.
But I was going to say Bok may have to run it, but Zapala's going to have to slipstream from Banderhutting, so I don't know if he will. Oh, he's going to have a go. He's going to go onto the dry line. Why has Zapala done that? That's a very odd decision. But he's going to have a chance to break later for Bok. Bok's going to go around the outside. Oh, but Zapala, he outbraked himself on the wet line, but he made it work in a weird way, a wonderful way. But yeah, Maguire coming through to the final sector now.
Yep, he has had a sterling race once again. He's not put a foot wrong, and it's going to be another fantastic victory for Adonis Engineering as he makes his way around the final complex. And Adam Maguire, well, who could have faulted him? It's going to be yet another victory, possibly even a decisive victory as he backs it right down to come across the start-finish line. He is going so slowly now, slower than he's ever done. But it doesn't matter because Adam Maguire is going to come across the line to take another fantastic victory and go 20 points clear, 30 points clear in the Drivers' Championship. Yanni Simracing, second place for Burst Basileia Sports, and a solid second it will be. And Maciej Mlinek will come across the line for his first podium of the year. And AG Sports will be very proud of the number 96 driver for that. You cannot fault him for his performance today. Stefan Ruwelt will come across the line in fourth, his first fourth place, and a fantastic result for the Dutchman. Matthew Williams, top 5 for flag to flag. That'll keep Cameron Roger happy. Lauren Keersmackers completes the 4-6 for Holland Racing Team, which will bolster their position in the Drivers' and Teams Championships. Germano Zapala will hold off Yannick Bok for a lucky P7, and Bok will finish 8th, which after everything he should be proud of. Mashuli will be P9, and Alex Cooper, after starting second, finishes 10th. Not the result he wanted, but not one to turn his nose up at. Sandeep Singh, a very respectable 11th from Luca D'Amelio, who gets his best result of the year in 12th. From Dennis Jordan in 13th, David Feidig in 14th, and it's the Red Owl 14-15 as Chris Butcher rounds out the points finishers, and only one more finisher actually, Ruben van den Hudding in P16, and a stand-in performance starting from the pits actually from Street Fighter Racing Systems. The retirement Panzer, Brewer, Latini, Luke Maguire, Wright Kilk, Giuseppe Regusta, Fabrizio Gobi, and Matthias Moose. But what a race for Adam Maguire as he does donuts at Baku. He is the master of the land of fire today, and he's been on fire all race. And ultimately, Maguire on fire. What more could you ask for, Tom Parker?
Wow, he probably wanted pole position. He's probably going to be really annoyed. But yeah, he's he was unbeatable, wasn't he? He was unbeatable. I mean, he struggled a little bit when the rain started coming down. We were a bit worried at that point, but yeah, he's just dominated it. He made it look easy, didn't he? He's made it look like everyone's on like 10% AI. It's crazy. But Adam Maguire, yeah, what a drive. Simracing, great drive for second place as well. Mlinek third, first ever podium, I believe, in Super League. Great stuff. Great stuff from the finishers. Guys who kept it clean, like I said, Williams, Rual 5th, 4th and 5th. I think we could have some happy drivers.
Yeah, indeed. And, well, we'll be hoping to get our interviews with the top 3 in that race, of course, and possibly even Matthew Williams and Stefan Rualt too. But, yeah, we'll see how that goes, see who we can get, and see who decides to join us in our little broadcast box. And, woof, what a race that was, though. And it's going to put It's going to put Adam Maguire pretty much, as near as makes a difference, 30 points clear at the top of the table. That's a fairly significant gap. He could not turn up next race and still come out championship leader.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, he could have a really off day. Yannick could win the race, he'd still be leading. So I think Simracing is going to be pretty close now, actually, to Yannick after that result. So good stuff from them. But yeah, Adam Maguire going to be one happy little Irish bunny on the way into the box, hopefully soon. I know he's pretty keen to have some interviews when he has a good race. So fingers crossed he'll be making an appearance very soon. But yes, what a drive from Adam Maguire. What a drive from Simracing, and what a drive again from Yannick. It's just a shame, obviously, Brewer had a chance for a podium at the end, ruining it just with a few laps to go. And obviously, yeah, Alex Cooper could have been fourth place, maybe even better without that incident. But we'll see. Good drives all around today. Good performances, surprising performances. And we do have Matthew Lilac in the interview box in about 5 seconds' time. I'd like to recommend.
Yeah, and he'll be a first of our interviewees today, Matthew Lilac, who had a fantastic podium finish here at the Baku Street Second. Matthew, well done. You got yourself a podium, mate. You must be pleased with that.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the podium, but I wish it was scored in other circumstances because of Daniel, of course. But still, first podium for me in Super League. I think it tastes very good.
Yeah, obviously circumstances really kind of denied Daniel Brewer that podium, but a podium for yourself is definitely going to help you along. That's going to be 15 hard-earned points, and that's going to take you on to 41 points. And that really keeps you within eyes width of the top contenders in the drivers' standings. Obviously, not necessarily close to Adam Maguire, close, but the likes of Brewer, Mashuli, Kilk, Gorby, you're all going to be there in front of and thereabouts. So you're having a very good start to the season.
Yeah, and I hope I will be able to keep up with that because for now I think my races were kinda. I had good, I had bad races. I hope I will stay on the good side and hope I will fight with all of them in the championship.
Yep, obviously going to be fighting all the way in a great race for G Sports as well. Obviously, notwithstanding Brewer's unfortunate retirement, that was set to be a very good race for you. So you're definitely showing your hand now as a team.
Yeah, we both will be definitely trying to fight Adonis in constructor standings. It won't be easy with Adam having his pace, but we will do everything we can to try and fight with them for this top spot.
Well, on the plus side, Matty, I believe you have definitely closed the gap to Evolution to just a few points, actually. So you're fighting last year's world champions already, so you can't fault yourself for that. Matty Linek, fantastic race. Well done, and great luck for the rest of the season, and hopefully we'll see you next time too.
Thank you very much.
Right, let's get a race winner in, shall we? I think we'll get talking to Adam Maguire, the wonderful Irishman indeed. Adam, you've done it again. Victory by an absolute landslide.
Hi guys, thank you very much. I'm quite in disbelief right now. I didn't think I was going to have a good race at all, but yeah, all worked out in the first stint and just head down from there, I think.
Yeah, your qualifying wasn't as great as you would have liked, but did the rain help? Did the changeable conditions really help you get back in the race?
Well, we were thinking it was going to rain, so we were kind of making our setup towards rain conditions. So that's why our top speed was quite low, and in qualifying I kind of struggled. So and I think the rear road was quite bad as well, but. Yeah, I felt like my setup was a lot quicker in the race, so and it was good on traction, so I could quite confidently stick behind someone through the traction zones, and I eventually got past the first 5 in the first few laps, and yeah, I'm in quite disbelief right now.
Yeah,
It's redemption for Hungary.
Redemption for Hungary, absolutely. Rear grip was an issue for a lot of drivers this round, but you obviously seem to have a car that was planted, and well, you're now pretty much 30 points clear at the top of the drivers' championship. So, come on, Adam, what's the secret? How do you do it?
I don't know. I honestly, for this round, I was quite busy with my uni work, so I wasn't expecting a good result at all. But I think I think the car is really suited to my driving style, so I seem to be able to work the car better than others without without saying that weirdly. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Oh, well, I mean, sometimes even the best don't even know how they do it. But either which way, Adam Maguire, a master of his art, championship leader coming out of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix and brace winner debut. Brilliant result, Adam, and hopefully you'll be able to keep this run up going throughout the rest of the season. And thank you for joining us today.
Cheers, Josh. Thank you.
Right, I think we've got time for Yeni Simičić too, our second placer for Burst Basilia Esports. Yeni, welcome to the broadcast booth, and great second place for you.
Yeah, thanks. It was a fun experience. Baku in the rain, in the wet. Yeah, not much to say really. I just kept it out of the wall, tried to make some strategy work, but then in the end I saw that one stop was not possible. So with 20 seconds gap to Adam, I just kept cruising in P2.
And P2 you did in fact get, and that will put you within about 30 points of Adam Maguire at the top of the World Championship standings. And well, you're keeping him honest. You have to say you're keeping him within check. You're definitely keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, I'm trying my best with how much practice I get for Super League. So I hope I can get at least a few wins, or at least that I can at least beat him in the few races to keep the championship alive. But yeah, Adam is really doing amazing this year, great pace. So yeah, I thought Yannick would be able to like stick with him and to race him, but even Yannick did not have such great pace to do anything about Adam. So maybe there was a setup gamble to make it suitable for wet. We just, I mean, at least myself, just took completely dry setup, and maybe that was the reason why I got P3 in the qualifying, even with the average lap. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you're a very talented driver. The list of achievements you've achieved in our Factor 2, I could start, but I would take up the rest of the broadcast time, and I'd be cut off mid-sentence. You've done so much. And, well, you and your team have had a fantastic race today. You've actually pretty much put yourself ahead of Red Archer in the process. So you're well within contention for the top three in the teams now, and hopefully you'll keep this run of form going. Yeni Simičić, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And I think, you know what? I think we've got time for a quick back and forth with Sandeep Singh as well. Had a great race for Cosmo Team YTF1. I think we've got just a little bit of time to have a quick chat with Sandeep. Do you think? I think we could bring him in, have a little chat with the Indian sensation himself, see what he has to say about his race. Do you think that would be possible? I think we can get him in. There's a distinct silence here. I think I'm being told no. No, I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. But well, it was worth the shot. It was worth the shot trying to get him in. So yeah, I think that concludes the interviews, unfortunately. And well, we had our top three though, so you can't say we didn't pack it with content. But yeah, what a great race at Azerbaijan! A fantastic result, and of course, the circus rolls around once again in Canada. Of course, 2 weeks' time we will have the Canadian Grand Prix, and what a circuit that is as well. Hopefully it'll be as unpredictable as the Azerbaijan Grand Prix has. But in the meantime, until then, I would like to thank my co-commentator Tom Parker, who has had to dip off to do race directing duties. Argo for stepping in to run the broadcast this afternoon after our regular broadcast operator Garrett DeVries suffered a PC problem. So thank you very much, Argo, for the cameras and direction today. Couldn't have done it without you. And of course, to everybody who made it out on track and gave us a fantastic race today. It has been Maguire's night at the Land of Fire. But until Canada rolls around 2 weeks from now, he goes in with a great championship lead. But can he hold it? Time will tell. But until then, from me, I've been Joshua Anderson. And once again, here in GPVWC, for one more year, we find ourselves saying, well done, Baku.